think that something's going on with the way that Toad is connected to
Yeah,
the
I took
thing.
a
Maybe the
different
chat can tell us.
approach. Yeah, I took a
We'll
different
do our
approach
class fit,
to
check our
yeah.
audio levels and
Well,
everything
hold on.
online.
I mean, I can turn
Yeah,
it up. And what about now?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's fine. I can hear you.
Okay.
And the three of us are pretty calm and collected. If
All right.
Robbie comes in with a couple drinks later on and wants to zip zap zap, you're gonna get stepped on. That's
Who the
all.
fuck is Robbie? All right.
Robbie is
Goodwin.
he's a dear
Oh,
friend. But yeah, you know, I took a radical approach to podcasting, which is like rather than make any effort to learn how to produce any of this, just cultivate an audience that's cool with whatever, you know, just some cool people who are just like, you know what, it's not the highest fidelity. No one knows what they're doing, but everybody has a good time.
Sounds good.
So
how many viewers you get usually?
You know what? It's been growing, like the live concurrent viewership. For the longest time was hovering around 30, and now I'm getting on average 50 live.
By the time the show's over,
you're doing better than Misfit Patriots, so that's not bad.
By the time the show is over, we have about 200 people that have stopped by.
Yeah, and then, you know, when the video is up on YouTube and people find it, I mean, I probably average like 500 YouTube views per upload, and that's, you know, it's a relatively small channel. So, you know, I think all things considered, it's great. You know, I probably have like the best show on the internet.
This,
all right, yeah.
So this is the secondary show, pretty much. Well, this was the start-off show, but you guys compete with one another because I think the Crowder Boys go at the same time that the Tower Gang goes.
Oh yeah, folks, we're joined by Toad from Tower
we're live.
Gang.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's weird. I didn't realize that, but I'm thrown off right now because I've never been the best looking dude on a podcast before.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are the freshest fit looking.
We need to bring some looks in for the ladies from the thumbnail.
That's why you had me. Come on, yeah.
Yeah, I look horrific. I used to be cute. I used to be like a clean 198, shaved. Yeah, I was a cutie, and then I got on like some kind of SSRI or SSNI or whatever, and I like ballooned in weight, and then I got off of that, and so
SSNI.
Yes. Yeah, the doctor.
You got to get on the SS diet instead, and then you'll be emaciated.
Oh, come on now. You could probably, you know what? There's probably a way.
There's some handsome pictures of Dalton online. You can look up. There's the one at Broadway Comedy Club with the flower shirt on, and then there's the one with the red T-shirt.
I'm gonna do it right now.
But you know, there probably is a way to repackage like what the whatever the Jews were eting during the Holocaust.
Oh yeah, there he is. I found it already. The Skankfest one.
Yeah. I was a skinny mini because I was going through like a manic episode for like a year, so I just was like not eating that much. And
there you go. I was looking at a different one with a similar shirt, but he's even thinner in this one. Yeah,
I look good there. Yeah, and also like living in the city, I just was walking everywhere. So that's the weird thing about when you live in like a city with decent public transportation. I don't understand how people get like fat as shit in like
no
New
such
York.
thing.
Yeah, because like that fucking Barstool dipshit, Frank the Tank. His whole thing right now is he's like trying to lose weight.
Yeah,
but I'm like, how did you even get this fucking fat living in New York?
Well, yeah, I don't know about New York. I mean, New York is probably less of a walking city. I mean, I know it is because I've been there. It's a huge city. Boston, which is where I'm at, and Dave has kind of the Boston accent here.
I was in Massachusetts most of my life. Now I'm up in the Free State.
You sound like it. Yeah, Boston is a walking city, so basically, like the streets are my gym. Like that's how I stay svelte. Obviously,
honestly,
I used to be a fat ass, and some of how I lost it was walking around Boston. And even it's a bonus now because there are way more blacks in the city, so you're like running from gunfire more often. So the exercise is there.
I was gonna say I haven't watched Tower Game live in a while. I've only seen some clips. You do look like you've lost some weight over the last year or so.
No, thank you. Well, this year it's been like probably about 10 pounds since the start of this year. I was like a real fat ass back before anybody knew who I was. Well, some people knew who I was. I didn't just come from out of nowhere, but I was like, I lost 45 pounds in 2017. So that was like the most significant. I was like somewhere around 200 pounds. I was stroking out, almost died. You know, I was morbidly obese pretty much.
This is great. We get to introduce these fans here to the lore of Toad.
You
know, they don't know who I am. Yeah.
The chat is asking, who the hell is this guy? This is the first I've met you. I know of I've seen your show, Tower Gang. You guys are like racist or something. And,
racist, retarded, you know, whatever.
Yeah, and I've been in
racist. Nick.
Are we allowed to say the N-word on the show?
No.
You told me I can't. Yeah,
you could say half of it, either the first half or the second half, but don't put them together.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
We just dance around it, and so you can say after like an hour, you can start saying some F's and stuff. Right.
Yeah. What if in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the the knights who say knee?
Yeah.
What if right immediately after they did that, they growled like a tiger? Grr.
Yeah.
That would be a good. That's why the British aren't as good at Americans in comedy.
It's a good Mullen bit.
Yeah. What if I just mispronounce Niger, the country's name?
Oh yeah. Dude, I have my day job. I work in sales, and so like every now and then I get some lady who's like, "I need Chinese interpreter," and so I got to call this like language lines, this like service that we use for different languages, and I got to get an interpreter on the phone for like Mandarin or Cantonese, and like I'll hear them having a conversation while I'm like doing the sale. And the Chinese language, like the N word is just like their word for like thinking out loud. You know, the way we would say or like.
Yeah.
They just have the N word for that.
No way.
Yeah.
N-E-G-A.
Yeah, they had their word. Yeah, so there's a Chinese word that phonetically just sounds like the English N word. So like I'll just be on the phone and there'll be like two Chinese people talking at each other. And it'll just be festooned with N words.
Wow!
Like you'll just hear like, you know, ching chong, N word, bing bong.
I love the Chinese
placeholder, like
Yeah. And yeah, Toad. But actually, Toad. I think your game might be a little too hot now.
It's too high. All right.
Yeah, it's a little because now it's like you're kind of your audio's up, but now you're kind of muffled.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the problem with this. I have this dynamite stick in, which makes it loud. But like when I didn't have it in, everybody was like, "You're way too low." I'm like, I can't find a happy medium.
No, that's better. Whatever you
just threw a video up for you, a Korean pop song, Dalton, in the private chat.
Hell yeah, K-pop. Is it Psy?
21-second clip.
We're gonna go Gangnam Style. What are we doing here?
I love Gangnam Style.
Yeah, I was Psy for Halloween that year.
I love that too. It's still so popular. I danced a little too much to that. So
yeah.
Gangnam Style. Yeah, we'll watch this video here in a second. But
it's a 21-second clip.
All right, we'll go ahead and watch it.
Back when you used to still be able to be racist, like I walked into the office and I was like faking an Asian accent and calling everybody motherfuckers. Can't do that anymore.
Oh yeah. Not with all this DEI happening.
No. Oh God. Yeah. That's what's happening now in the corporate environment in Boston. Yeah, it's DEI shit. I'm like, fuck that.
So wait, what is this we're watching?
Yeah.
It's culture, Dalton.
It's definitely culture. This was one of the videos that was shared in the Tower Game chat this week as well.
was good. Well, it's interesting because like a lot of these Asian countries, like China and Korea, Japan, all that, they're like ethno states, so they don't have like they only know black people is like an abstract. Like their perspective, like their experience with like the black population is,
I would prefer that experience. Like I know they're all violent, just keep them over there. I'd like to just keep that, in theory. I don't want to experience it IRL.
Yeah, but they don't have like the same social contract that we do when it comes to like black culture and language. So you'll see some shit come out of some of these Asian countries that to us is like virulently racist. That they're just like, oh no, this is how we honor the black people.
Dude, I think
there's like this thing from. So in Japan, they go like this. They rub their skin like this. And it's a sign to be like too dark.
Yeah, I mean, they might just be. They might just be extremely racist.
Dude, they've evolved more than we have. There's signaling people. There's a black person over there.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding you because they do it because Japanese think they're at the top, but also South Koreans think they're at the top.
Yeah,
and they have a hierarchy where they have like. Orientals, which are living in the actual Orient of Asia, and then they have their jungle.
Wait, what part is technically the Oriental part?
No, but I'm saying like the actual Orient. So like China, the upper part. Then they have their jungle Asians that they they give the this to
Manchuria or some shit.
Yeah, like the Philippines.
I'm starting to think, dude. I've been getting into like diving down some. Rabbit holes online, just getting into some new things, and I'm starting to think maybe the top is Mongolians because I've been watching
Hmong HMONGs.
Oh, from Gran Torino
when they got the blue eyes and the blonde hair. They're Asian.
Gran Torino.
Yeah, because that was all of his neighbors in Gran Torino was the Hmong people.
Yeah,
and you know what the character's name was in that? Like one of the main characters, the kid.
Well, I can't. I haven't seen a movie since.
Do I need to get the beep ready?
Since it was in the theater. What was his name?
Is Dave gonna? Wait, do you have some audio related to this?
I haven't seen Gran Torino.
Do I need this?
Because Clint Eastwood.
Oh
no, Clint Eastwood can't pronounce the kid's Hmong name or whatever, and it's something that sounds like Toad, so he just starts calling him Toad.
Oh no!
I haven't seen it in a while. That's the one where he's like protecting his neighborhood with the old car.
Yeah,
correct.
Gran Torino's good. Gran Torino's
solid movie.
Good.
Yeah,
it's like the perfect like white man fantasy movie where
that's why it's so awesome. Yeah,
he's like an old white man and he's extremely racist, but racist in just like an old man way where he doesn't actually hate people. He's just kind of racist,
That's what I play. The Chevy Chase character.
All of his neighbors are like Asians or Hmong people.
Yeah.
And so he ends up being like what the neighborhood needs, like what the Asians need to be saved. So, like he ends up being like the white savior.
Well, basically what happens is there's like some of these young like Asian teens are like they're a gang basically, and they either steal or they damage his prized possession, which is his Gran Torino car. And he catches one of them, which is like the young kid who's just kind of like gotten involved with this gang, but he's not really a bad kid and he's out of his depth. And that's Toad. And he like takes Toad under his wing, basically. It's a solid, like it's a dude's rock movie, basically, and a white dude's movie.
Yeah, it's sort of like pre John Wick, but a similar structure.
Yeah, it's from John 2008, Wick. I think.
Yeah, it's like a similar structure to John Wick, where Clint Eastwood stands against an entire gang of Asians, but he's not necessarily because he's too old to like be a badass or actually take them all down.
He saves Toad from their violence. Spoiler.
Yeah. It's a good movie, and the best part is during the credits, Clint Eastwood sings a song called Gran Torino.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Really good.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, where he's like, my old Gran Torino.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, but I've been getting into these it's like Mongolian throat singing. It's like these guys. Yes, these guys who go.
The Who, is that the name of that band?
The rock, the rock band. The Who
for the pauses in the chat.
Yeah, the Who is like the big rock band, but then I'll go on YouTube and there's like tons of videos of just like chubby Asian dudes going and sitting on the top of a mountain and playing that 2-string. I forget what it's called. It's some fucking 2-string bing bong guitar.
Oh man, I forget the name of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and doing that throat singing, and I'm like, dude, these people, probably have gotten sidelined since the time of Genghis Khan, but these might be the top Asians. This is really impressive.
Yeah, they can rock out. I think the Who, or however you pronounce the name, I think they should just do all Who covers with throat singing. That should be their gimmick.
Yeah, I think the Who does do like I saw one guy. It's not the Who, but one of these Mongolian throat guys doing like Linkin Park covers. Yeah, where he's doing the like 2-string guitar, like it sounds all Chinese and shit.
Oh,
but then he'll just start doing
the name of that instrument. I gotta look it up now.
It's called
we gotta pull one of these up. We got
like
multimedia.
Aaron Moore or Carrot. I forget. It's like a two word. I don't know. It's not the same. It's not the same as the Chinese 3-string bing bong.
There's an air Who, which is played with like a bow. I don't know if it's that or not.
Yeah, I think it's played with a bow.
Yeah, there's the air Who, and then there's the Hukin, which looks pretty similar.
Yeah,
they're kind of long, like stringed instruments.
There's a few different bing bong guitars, and the ones the Mongolians play is a 2-string that's played with a bow, and then there's a Chinese one that's a 3-string that's played with like a putty knife.
Poop knife.
No, like one of those.
That should be a new thing.
Those like trapezoid putty knives that you buy at Home Depot. But it's for playing Chinese, whatever Chinese guitar is.
Yeah, and then there's fucking that Gojira song. They're a bunch of like homos because they're all about like protecting the environment and shit, but their music kind of rocks. And they got what's the name of that newer song they have, like Amazonia or something? They have like some throat singing going on in that song, and
that's cool.
Fucking a Jew harp, is that what it's called?
the thing goes in your mouth.
A jaw harp, but I think it is called. I think it's called a Jew harp as well, though. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, I think it is called a Jew harp.
Yeah.
I used to work at Home Depot. I would work in the nursery section a lot, and there was always there's a plant that would bloom every spring that we sold called the Wandering Jew.
Okay. Does it cost a lot?
Well, funnily enough, it was something that people were always trying to.
It's invasive. I heard it's invasive. If you put it in your garden, it takes over and destroys everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what it actually is, but we would sell like the little thing that goes in the soil in the little pot, the little information thing.
Yeah.
It says Wandering Jew. I would ring it up and it would show up in the register as a Wandering Jew, and it would be like 89 cents for a little flower.
Wow. You could buy 6 million of those then.
Yeah. It's one of those one. Yeah, it's sort of like a.
How would you even move that many flowers around though?
I don't know. I think it would be considered more of a weed, and you'd have to like cull it. Probably with the Cyclone B.
Okay. All right.
See, I brought Toad on so people would start thinking I'm a little bit more likable.
Oh yeah, you got to bring on the most despicable person you can think of.
Yeah,
which is why you have Dalton on probably. But now
this is actually where the money is now. Like Joe Rogan's becoming like a Holocaust denier now, and
is he?
I don't know what's going on. The last couple guys he's had on his show have been like popping off some wild shit about the Holocaust.
He had Mel Gibson on.
Yeah, well, Mel Gibson's awesome. I mean, that's
he can do no wrong.
That at least can be interpreted as like dubious, where Joe Rogan maybe he's just a fan of Mad Max, and he does, But then since Mel Gibson,
how can you not?
Apocalypto? Oh, dude,
Mel Gibson's in a ton of good movies, dude. Braveheart,
Daddy's Home too.
I don't know about that one, but what's that movie that I watched recently? Dragged Across Concrete.
That is awesome.
Awesome movie with him and Vince Vaughn are both like racist cops.
I'm stupid because like when that movie came out and that director's like all of his movies, people have always like what I've seen online is people say he's like a Republican, conservative, reactionary director. I don't know what is going on. Like I've seen all of his movies. I love
Gibson.
him.
I don't know about that. Yeah,
not Gibson. No. The guy that directed Dragged Across Concrete. S. Craig Zoller.
He did Brawl in Cell Block 99 too. Excellent movie with Vince Vaughn as a skinhead.
Yeah, Bone Tomahawk. He directed that.
Oh yeah, also really good.
Wait, he was a skinhead in that movie?
No,
I thought he was just
Vince Vaughn is a skinhead in Cell Block 99. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought he was just an abusive boyfriend.
He was not Aryan in the movie, although he did have like an Iron Cross tattoo on the back of his head.
Yeah, and he has a shaved head. Yeah.
Yep. I was thinking about that today because my favorite. I was thinking about Death to Smoochie. Good movie. It's on YouTube.
Oh yeah, with Robin Williams. Yeah.
But Ed Norton was in it, and I was like, I like Fight Club, and I like American History X, and I was like, Ed Norton rules, dude. And then I was
like, turning into a movie podcast.
Movies though, because of,
I like movies.
Me too.
Yeah,
this is a good $10 from Andrew Waller. Buy Bitcoin, get it before all the usuries do.
Yeah, use it to buy wandering Jews.
I got to be honest. He's been coming in here every week and he was saying this when it was like over 100K. I wouldn't have done it then, but I mean now that it's like around 80K, it's probably a good time.
I bought some today. I buy something every Saturday, and I bought some Bitcoin today as my crypto of the week.
Yeah, I'm about to get in Cardano, dude. I'm getting
XRP. XRP should be doing pretty good.
XRP is held strong. Like even after that big crash that happened, XRP held above $2 the entire time, and now it's back around like 240, 250. So.
Well, the buy's going to accept XRP, and it looks like the lawsuit with the SEC is about to end. If those two things happen, there's a lot of push. So, and
the meme coins are coming, but the trenches are coming back to life. The trenches, they call them the trenches. They use World War I terminology for gambling.
A lot of good. Go back to movies. A lot of good trailers came out. I'm looking here. They got Shrek 5's coming out.
Yeah, Shrek 5 is cool.
F1 with Brad Pitt about race car driving.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
Top Gun 3.
Dude, there's like nothing original anymore. Almost everything is a fucking sequel or a remake. I'm like, come on, man, make something original.
Yeah, I think
I heard Young Guns 2 is coming out too. I saw your Latin brother there.
Yeah, I think it's like finally getting to the event horizon of the whatever's been going on with movies the last few. Not the actual event horizon. The movie's awesome.
That's a good movie. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I just mean like the breaking point of like the whatever's been happening with movies the last several years, where they all started to suck, and it was like streaming focused and
wokeness, being gay.
Not wokeness necessarily. Just like that. I guess like every movie needed that the studios were not willing to bet on anything. That everything had to be like an IP, or they wanted everything to be blockbusters, like big tentpole movies. Because I think like they're finally hemorrhaging enough money that we're going to get back to a time of like mid-budget movies.
Yeah,
so, like because the Russo brothers just did that. They just did a movie for Netflix called The Electric State, which I think might be fraud. It might be like a money laundering scheme. I don't know.
I see that up there on Netflix. I'm like, what is this movie? I have no idea.
So far, I think it's like the biggest waste of money of all time because it costs like $320 million to make it. It's like the most expensive movie ever, and everybody hates it. And it's only on streaming, so like, there's no way to even for us to even know.
All the profits probably go to the Israeli war.
Yeah,
maybe.
Dude, movies have been such shit that I'm watching more like sports documentaries and stuff. I've entered that area. Like that's the part of life that I've entered now. I'm watching like sports and history documentaries. I'm old.
I think, yeah, but I think like the winds of change are blowing. Like there's a change in the air because the Oscars this year, Honora won Best Picture, and that was a very
Yeah.
like stripped
I've only
down
seen a few
production.
scenes from that movie.
I haven't seen it. I didn't see any.
Then I
anything.
came and went to bed.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah, but
last
I
movie.
think the budget on that movie was only like a few million, like
All right, well, at
relatively
least there's
low for
that.
movies.
It won because it's about a hooker, though. That's pretty much why it won. It should have been
Yeah.
The Substance. I've seen The Substance. Really good movie, actually.
Yeah, that was nominated, and yeah, so there were a lot of things nominated this year, and there were things that won that kind of like caught my eye as like, oh, like something's happening. Because
Really?
like
Like
usually
what?
for years, Best Animated was always just a Pixar movie. There was nothing else. That
Oh
was
yeah,
coming
Pixar
out.
won every year for like a stretch of like a decade. Yeah.
Well, Best Animated this year was a movie I had never even heard of called Flow, and I still haven't seen it.
Another
Some
lesbian
movie
I haven't
about
seen it. Yeah.
yeah, some movie about a cat. But
All right.
the movie apparently though was made entirely in Blender, which is just like
Wow.
a consumer level animation software.
Yeah, I know what Blender is. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
met the creator of Blender actually.
Yeah, so
Way
the
back
guy
in the day.
the guy who made Flow just like downloaded Blender and won
Yeah.
an Oscar. He beat Pixar. So there's that, and then like Steven Soderbergh is doing like a lot of mid-budget movies. Like he's like riding in this lane where he's just like turning out these like 85 90-minute movies that cost like a few million.
Yeah.
And they're all being received pretty well. So like, yeah, I think people are just like people's taste have moved on from the sort of excess that we've had over the last like, I don't know, decade and some change.
I mean, some excess is fine. Like I like some like huge, like entertaining, like action movies, but like I like low budget shit, like underground shit, like horror and
yeah. Well, that's what
shit,
holds
thrillers.
up. That's what
Yeah.
holds up like the entertainment industry. I mean, just like everything, because like
Comedy as well.
Yeah, not everything can be like a big budget blockbuster tentpole movie. So when they're trying to like, when they're seeing like hundreds of millions of dollars in these fucking movies and none of them are making their money back, at a certain point, they're gonna have to scale back and figure out how to actually make a good movie again.
Oh, they were pumping out
Right.
like a Marvel movie a month for a while there.
Yeah,
It's
so,
crazy.
Yeah, all the
Yeah,
Marvel-
I couldn't keep up. I was trying to keep up with all of them, but I know that so many of the new ones must be so bad. So I kind of want to go back and watch the ones that don't actually suck. But I'm like, I got to figure out which ones those are. But then I'm like, I got to watch them in sequence. I don't know.
The problem with those movies, for the most part, is they have no perspective or style. That because they're such like corporate company movies that
They're made for the whole globe to watch, so they don't have.
But also they're all
niche
part
to
of like this shared thing. So from movie to movie, for the most part, it doesn't even matter who directed it because it's just like a Marvel movie, right?
Yeah.
But every now and then they get a director in there that they can't stymie, who's like has such a distinct style that he gets to rock with it. And so I went and saw, and this wasn't even a good movie, but I went and saw at the theaters when it came out, the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I heard that one was actually pretty good. I don't know.
Well, it's directed by Sam Raimi. So
yeah, I like him.
Yeah, so there's just like a lot of the movie I'm watching it and going, well, this movie sucks, but it's definitely a Sam Raimi movie. Like I was enjoying that, like all the moments that felt like Evil Dead.
Love Evil Dead. One of my favorite movies. Well, I actually like I like Army of Darkness the best, but I like the whole trilogy, man.
I love really everything Evil Dead.
All the Evil Deads, yeah.
I've seen all the
TV show. I like all the movies, actually. A lot of people didn't like the new one. I liked it.
I really enjoyed the new one, and I like that it was because the one that came out in 2013 that was directed by Fede Alvarez.
That was my least favorite, but I thought it was okay.
I really enjoyed it, and that one was like more straight up like visceral horror. And then
Right. It was
this-
like they tried to just modernize, like make just a remake of Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2, because those are basically Evil Dead 2 is a remake of Evil Dead, pretty much. So,
yeah. But Evil Dead 2 is definitely much more like Three Stooges movie. But
Yeah.
I like that the new Evil Dead Rise, was definitely primarily a horror movie, but it did like blend in some like comedic kind of slapstick elements.
Yeah, which I liked because I mean, Army of Darkness is almost a straight up comedy, so I like that comedy aspect of it. Evil Dead Rises definitely had like some homages to Evil Dead. I liked all that, and then of course the TV show was actually pretty funny.
I love the TV show.
Yeah, it was good with Lucy Lawless. Hell yeah.
I feel like Sal right now. I have no idea what you guys are. My mind is just like
I see a shout out to
Brass. I'm like, do I know? I've never heard anything that they.
There's a shout out to Bubba Hotep in the chat too. Also,
I love
excellent
Bubba
movie.
Hotep, dude.
Bruce Campbell.
I
I love
Bubba
that
Hotep.
movie. Dalton and I have very similar tastes, and Dave
Yeah,
is like,
I'm
"What the
glad-
fuck is going on?"
No, I'm glad. I was just like, oh, I'm glad I brought these two together. But at the same time, I was like, I have no fucking clue what they are talking about.
Dave, you
right
never
now.
saw any of the Evil Dead movies?
I moved to New Hampshire so I could get outside. So I don't really watch movies or TV anymore. So I'm kind of a fucking
the
faggot
first Evil
like
Dead
that.
came out like 1980.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
early
just-
'80s, something like
you
that.
remember
yeah.
on Cometown when they used to talk about Stav being grown up Greek and not watching any movies? That's kind of me. Like I saw the Matrix, like I hit the big ones, and then I didn't
Yeah.
get into anything.
Oh wow. No, the Evil Dead's cool. It's like even like meta textually, just like the lore surrounding is really cool.
A
'Cause
chick
it
gets
kinda-
fucked by a tree, man.
Yeah, there's like
Don't you want tree rape in your movies?
the first movie, like what starts off everything is a lady gets raped by a tree.
Are these zombie movies?
Yeah. Well, sort of. Like,
Possession,
Okay.
like evil demon possession.
yeah, demon
movie.
possession and yeah, like undead.
Yeah, but more than anything, they're Three Stooges movies. Like it's very like like a lot of physical like slapstick comedy.
Gotcha.
So
I
like,
grew up in a
Yeah.
Orthodox Christian household. My mother thought all this stuff was the devil, so it just never. It wasn't even in my.
He had the Necronomicon in the basement.
Yeah.
yeah, but the story of like the whole production is cool because Sam Raimi just got together like a group of buddies and people that were willing to work for free, and he went around and just was like asking people for money. Like he would go to like doctors' offices and stuff and be like, "You want to like finance a motion picture?" And he raised like I think like $300,000 maybe, like not a ton of money for a movie.
Yeah, and the movie's like 5 people in a cabin in the woods, basically.
Yeah, and by the end of that production, the only one that was left was Bruce Campbell. Everybody else was like, "I'm fucking out, dude."
And Bruce
I
Campbell
cannot
did
do
it
this
all the way
anymore.
through all of it, pretty much. Yeah.
And so, but he also kind of like innovated like how people make movies because he was a bit. This was like kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a very like a cherished independent production.
Mhm.
And he one of the what's the word I'm looking for? Like one of the hallmarks of the Evil Dead franchise is the first person POV shot of the demon, where it's like zipping through the woods. So what he did for that, this was before they had like
All right, so this
like,
stuff's cool. I like this stuff. I nerd out.
This was before they had like dolly shots and Steadicam and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even if that had existed, he wouldn't have had the money for it at that time anyway. So what he did is he just like duct taped the camera to like the end of a 2x4 and then strapped that to a bicycle and just rode it through the woods to get that POV shot.
Yeah, and then I think they sped it up as well.
And I think but it was such like an innovation in getting that kind of shot like in filmmaking at the time that it actually inspired like big time directors that would come later. Like if you watch Blood Simple, the first Coen Brothers movie,
solid movie. Yeah.
There's a lot of Sam Raimi in that movie. There's a lot of shots that you'll see that it's like, oh, they ripped this right from the Evil Dead.
Yeah,
and they've like talked about that. They've like been pretty open that they were heavily influenced by what Sam Raimi did with Evil Dead. So I guess all that's to say is that Sam Raimi made a movie a couple of years ago that's not that good. That's a Doctor Strange sequel.
Right.
But that has a lot of like Evil Dead kind of stuff in it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, he's out there. He's making some kind of random movies. Like I just watched one that I think was him. That's on Netflix. Fucking Don't Move. Is that what it's called? I think that was Sam Raimi. It's like basically very simple premise of this movie. Like this chick is like out hiking, runs into this dude who appears to be out hiking as well, except he's a serial killer, and he like kidnaps her and injects her with this like sedative. So she basically is like paralyzed for the whole movie while trying to get away from this guy. That's essentially the premise. I'm pretty sure it's a Sam Raimi movie.
I haven't even heard of this.
Yeah, I'm seeing Don't Move. It was 5 months ago, official trailer for Netflix.
I thought it was decent. Like it's not his best movie or anything, but it was all right. It held my interest. I'm like, oh, it's Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
All right.
Looks like the main chick kind of looks like a young, hotter, whiter Olivia Munn.
She kind of does, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
know how
here,
you
I
could
didn't
get
see the
hotter
movie.
than Olivia Munn, dude. Yo, she was in it was never, I mean, it was not a good movie anyway, but she's like really stinks up a movie called The Predator, which is like a bafflingly bad movie, and which sucks because it was directed by
It's not a
Shane-
Predator movie.
It is a Predator movie.
Oh, I don't think I've seen this.
It's called The Predator,
Haven't seen it.
and it's directed by Shane Black, who
It's about a rapist.
Is that the Predator?
so that's it, huh?
Well, the Predator does have dreadlocks, so he is black. Predator.
Oh yeah,
The Predator.
yeah,
The
and
Predator.
you know what? In this movie, does present the idea of like predator on predator crime. that there's like feuding tribes of predators.
Oh
That would
man,
make
maybe I need to
sense,
see
though.
this.
Yeah. But which actually I think that might have they might have introduced that concept in a much better movie called Predators with
I think I did
the
see
hard
that
R?
one.
Predators with the hard R.
Predators. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Predators has one of my like top 10 scenes in any movie ever, where in the, like near the climax of the movie when they're having the showdown with the one of the titular predators, Walton Goggins.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
Gets the jump on the predator and leaps on top of him and says, "Take that, you space faggot."
Yes, yeah, that is. I remember that. That is a good
Yeah.
movie. Yeah,
Do you remember when Hillary Clinton talked about super predators?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's the plot of
she was
The
cool.
Predator. Actually, is that there is like a new breed.
Mm-hmm.
So the new breed of predator, basically. And Olivia Munn's the worst part of the movie. In a movie that's like not good at all, she's like sticks out as the worst part.
She
of it.
dated a lot of predators before she made.
Yeah.
They should make
Turn
another
her.
one that's called Super Predators.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you should check it out just for how stupid the movie is, like how insane what the movie is about. Because
Was it supposed to be though? Did it know?
Yeah,
it
I
was,
think
like,
it's supposed to be
making fun of
pretty like.
itself?
Yeah,
I
I think it's supposed to be over the top.
I think it seems like they were approaching it with like some kind of like a level of sincerity. Like it's Shane Black, so it definitely is a little lighthearted. You know, it's an action movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of quips, but the premise of the movie, if I remember right, is that one of the predators that comes to Earth is looking for an autistic kid, because the autism is like the indigo children. Have you heard of that?
Have you heard of this?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? There's this idea that's
No.
been around for a while called indigo children, which is just that like
No.
autism is like the beginning, like the next stage of human evolution.
Oh, they actually
I hope
recently
not.
there was some science shit claiming that there was these autistic kids that have telepathy. Did you see that? Did you hear about this?
I did. Yeah, we talked about it on a Tower Gang last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Escape from
telepathy
Witch
tapes.
Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in The Predator, one of the predators wants to take this autistic kid, and I don't know, I guess like extract his autism to make super predators. It was
Did you have to
definitely
be autistic to come up with this in the writers' room?
there's definitely like a super serious scene where Olivia Munn is piecing together what's happening, and she's like, "Have you heard about autism?"
It's the vaccines, damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's something to do with like the predator wants the autism to make new, stronger
They
predators.
should have had
kinda
Jenny
makes sense.
McCarthy in it.
Like if you could stay how you are now mentally, like what things are going around, whatever. But then you get like the special abilities of like Rain Man. You could like suck those out of him and have a pause, and then you like could do super math and everything. That would be pretty cool. So I can
Yeah.
kind of see where they're going with that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like if you could biohack yourself to say like
Just take the savant part of him, like even the musician ones. Totally.
Yeah.
Like imagine you just pull out the idiot savant from music out, and you have that, but everything you stay as retarded as you
just
are
be like,
now.
just make me
with that
really good at
extra.
piano, but I could still talk to girls.
Yeah, well,
You know,
none of us can talk to girls, but we get the point.
right? Yeah, no,
You
I
know,
can't. Actually,
hypothetically.
I actually got all the
Yeah.
worst parts of autism where I can't talk to girls. I'm awkward. I smell bad, and I'm not good at anything.
I realized that I used to
That
be able
can't
to
be
talk to
true.
girls, and then I realized, oh, I was just drunk all the time. And it's you talk to everybody when you're drunk,
Oh yeah,
and they're drunk. Yeah,
Oh yeah, maybe I need to start drinking again.
yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
ran the numbers today. Like once you cut it all down, there's like 8 billion people. Once you get into the range of like 18 to 29-year-olds and single and Caucasian or whatever, there's only like 28 million single white females on the planet.
Yeah,
So
I'm not
Dave-
limiting myself to just the single ones. That's how I deal with
Dave's over
that.
here doing horny math.
doing
Yeah.
horny racist math. What are
Yeah,
you talking
Dave.
about?
Yeah.
Dude, I got springtime is just around the corner, and so that's one thing that I said, because I think Toad knows of who you are from your guys' similar horniness.
Yeah, I know who
chat
Dalton is because he was doing videos of like
Yeah,
titty
the
rating.
titty-
rating chicks' titties. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
hell
people have been clamoring for those to come back. I need to sit down and start writing again. I guess
Yeah.
I lost the inspiration. I don't know.
Need some good old titties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you lose inspiration for that? Just look at some titties.
I think I was doing like one a day for like at least one a day for like many days, and I got to the point where I was like, I'm running out of like anything to say, and
Yeah.
and it was starting to feel like a chore where I'm like, I don't want to ruin titties for myself.
I got
I might
something
need
for
to-
you, Dalton.
All
Here.
right.
This is I'm gonna pull this up once I get. Have you heard about this? This
What
one's
is it?
for. Let's pull this up. I got this. I'm gonna put it in the private chat. We won't watch that friendship thing, but pull this up for St. Patrick's Day and for this conversation. This is a young lady named Honey on
Honey, all right.
on Twitter. You guys
She
will
hot?
like her.
Oh
got-
yeah,
The
She's
chat
a-
can decide. This is for St. Patrick's Day. This is a Christian show.
So she's
St.
Irish.
St. Patrick. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she's a good looking gal.
Put her on the screen.
I gotta
Bring her
make
up.
sure. I
For
gotta
the-
make sure that there's no like.
There isn't
Titties?
any. There isn't any. It's all
Ah.
cosplay.
So let's see here.
I was gonna go to her feed and jerk off, man.
Yeah, so I guess
All right,
it's the
I might be
St.
able to.
Patty's Day thing. Yeah,
Who is this again? Honey? All right.
honey.
She's got a
something.
she's also got a link tree, but her Twitter's not on her link tree.
She having OnlyFans?
I do have her blocked, but the only reason I had the link is because I sent it to Robbie first, and I was like, "Here's a redhead for you before I block her and take her out
Dude,
of
I
my
got
life."
so
It would be
fucking
in the
mad.
link tree.
I got so fucking pissed off last night because
Yeah, send it
I
to
was
you.
horny. I was horny on Twitter, and there's this like internet e-girls kind of celebrity that everybody loves. Where she's like this Appalachian lady, very cute Appalachian girl named she calls herself Hey Six.
No idea.
No idea.
I feel like I should know. This seems like my wheelhouse.
I know
first
two
saw her
Appalachian
on-
chicks too that I really like, and neither of them are that.
I first saw her on TikTok like a couple of years ago, and her whole thing was like she has a very thick, like Appalachian.
Oh, I
accent,
have
like-
seen her.
And she would just do TikTok videos where she would just be talking about anime, where she'd be like, "The thing about Naruto is I don't know." She would just talk about anime.
Yeah.
And then she started popping on my Twitter feed recently, and she'll post like cute pictures, but nothing too lascivious. But then I I saw something where she said, check the link tree in my bio, and I was like, oh, this bitch got OnlyFans. And so I checked it, and she has a Fansly, and I looked at it, but so it's like a subscription service you have to pay for.
It's the same thing as OnlyFans.
The whole
basically, pretty
Fansly
much.
bio, though, is just her saying, I don't do nude content. Don't DM me for nudes. And I'm like, you're charging for this horse shit?
You're charging for non-nude content?
Yeah,
I'll pass.
What she
Yeah.
should do is not tell you, so she at least gets 1 month out of you, and then you go in there and it's just
that would be the smart approach. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
a lot of women do that.
Then you go in there. Why is it only $10 for a month? Oh shit, no nudes.
You wouldn't trick me with that because the first thing I do when I find a woman's OnlyFans or Fansly is I go to Bing or Google or whatever and
To see if there are leaks.
Yeah, to see if there's leaks. I would type in like her name, Hey6 Fansly leak.
Yeah, my dude.
And go to fapello.tv and see if I could check out some
Fapello.org, I think.
I'm so glad I haven't gotten into that world, dude.
Why not? It's just the world of leaks. She has to be well known enough, though. Like, you're not going to find leaks for everybody. Like, it's got to be somebody who's well known enough. They have like a decent sized page, then you can go. Yeah, you'll find it that way. Yeah,
Quinfinite got leaks. You can find some Quinfinite leaks.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
I feel like I should.
She's my favorite, dude. I'm in love with Quinfinite. She's
Quinfinite.
She's breaking my heart every day.
I'm looking her up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she and I have interacted.
I can't handle myself. I don't know how you guys do it.
Quinfinite
my whole day would be
69.
ruined.
Dave, I jack off.
Yeah, exactly.
It just eats your whole day up. Oh, all right. So, by the way, to introduce Toad to you, Dalton, we need some Toad lore here. Toad, can you tell your infamous story about jerking off in your records that Tower Gang has kept alive for the past, 5 years now? Since
1 second. I'm distracted by Quinfinite's titties here.
Yeah, they're good. Damn.
Yeah.
Chat, get ready for this. If you're not a Tower Gang fan.
Oh, but she's smoking in this one. Yeah, she's got pretty nice titties, man.
Very good tits. And she's funny, and she's a whore.
Nice areolas. I don't know about the whore part. What am I telling? The threesome story?
No. Oh no, that's a good one too. No.
Wow.
What's your record for masturbating in one day?
32 times. I'm pretty sure. I wasn't totally keeping track of that, but that was I was like in my early 20s. I was working from home that particular day. It was during March Madness, so we're about to come up on the anniversary of that. I don't remember what the actual date was. We could probably figure it out. It was it was probably 2008. March 2008. It was whatever the first day of March Madness was, that Thursday. Yeah. I was just like, I don't know. College basketball makes me horny, man.
You masturbated to completion 32 times in one day?
Define completion because I was shooting blanks by like probably number 18.
Yeah, for sure. I can't imagine that you were...
It was painful.
Yeah, I can't imagine that you were busting a load every time.
No, I had run out quite a while back.
I guess completion would just be like whatever you feel. I guess like whatever you feel. Like I know that I'm done jacking off when it feels like it's done. When I've like gotten the release, usually I can feel it in the tip of my penis is where it starts, and then maybe if it's a good one, if I've like held off for a couple days, if I'm just exceptionally horny that day, it'll be like a full body feeling. But usually, I can tell I'm done by a feeling I get in the tip of my penis and then the mess that is created.
It is the point of contention on Tower Gang where they're split, where half the people believe it and half the people don't.
Yeah, because 32 times in one day you're putting up like female numbers. That's like when women talk about.
Well, no, like, yeah. Well, they can have multiple orgasms, like, in quick successions. That's probably where they're getting that number. This was like, I just spaced it out. I don't know if the number is actually 32. It's somewhere really close to that, though. I wasn't counting. But that was just I spaced it out over the whole day. And it was like as soon as I woke up, like, I'm pretty sure I had just massive, like, morning wood. I'm like, fuck, I got to get rid of this thing. So I had to do that. And then it was just, I don't know. I just kept going.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready again in like 5 to 10 minutes, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I know how that goes.
It is weird because I'll go through weeks where I'm like just for medical reasons, you're like, okay, I just need to get the evil out, but you're not like quite horny. And then all of a sudden it's like male ovulation where there'll be like a 5-day window where all I need to do is get the evil out of me constantly.
Right. Well, yeah. And if
But
you believe
I can't picture myself even in my 20s when I was like depressed and I was just like, I'm masturbating out of boredom. I would guess 11 would probably be like the top
That's
that I ever
that,
did.
I've never.
Well, I mean, I was looking at porn. If that,
I would say I'm the
if
most.
that matters.
But if I had to guess,
most of the times.
but like 5 would seem like a lot to me.
Yeah,
but if I had to guess,
five
like,
is
the
pushing
tip
it
top,
for me.
if I was like in like drinking and like bored and like home and just like getting into a mindset, because at some point you get into a mindset where you're probably like, how many of these can I do? So it becomes like
that's kind of how it happened. I'm like, can I do it again? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you're on a really long bike ride where you're like, I think I can keep pushing.
Well, that, and I think part of the problem was that like I'm like a completionist, so if I'm watching like a porn movie, like I got to see it through, man. I'm like, so fuck, like I already like came to this thing in the first like 5 minutes. I'm like, shit, but I got to see what happens, man. There's a plot to this thing. You know what I mean? I got to finish.
No,
it.
I'm the opposite.
I got to see it
I'm
through.
like, I'm gonna come too soon. All right, I'll just come twice, and then that second time never comes.
We got $5 from my man Broseph Smith. He says my buddy reached like 20 something, but while on 100+ milligrams of Adderall, that's a lot of Adderall.
Yeah, that's a ton. I wasn't on drugs or anything. I wasn't drinking either at that time. It was just pure like willpower, pretty much.
Yeah, because I've jacked off on an Adderall, and it does not help you jack off. It makes you horny, but limp dick.
I'm hyper focused on not being able to come right now.
Yeah, like I've taken Adderall like a handful of times in my life. You know, never more than like 30 milligrams. 100 milligrams is crazy. But yeah, it makes you like. From my experience with it, I don't know how it affects everyone, but like it would make me definitely hyper focused. But then after several hours, I would start to get like feral, where I was like horny, but then like I'm on amphetamine, so I can't get my penis hard. So I'm just like jacking off a soft penis, and just like sitting there for like an hour and a half, like desperately trying to buzz.
Well, this goes back to you saying completion. So like if you have your hard dick in your hand and you don't climax, but then you like, you know what, I'm done. Is that considered completion, or is that that's just
that's throwing in the towel, dude. That's quitting.
This was completion. Like, you know, when you orgasm, as Dalton was saying, like even if you have no cum left, you know what I mean? You still know.
Thinking back, even like having an actual lady with me,
dry orgasm,
and being in my 20s and like wanting sex all the time, I don't think I've ever, in having like a promiscuous woman with me or hypersexual, I don't think I've gone over like 4 or 5 times, and even that's like maybe once in my entire life. So I can't imagine no one there and me going more times when I have to.
It's way easier to do it when it's just you, man.
Then again,
like, I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, especially because women don't do anything.
Friend of the show, Jamie Castle. She's a trans porn performer, adult performer, trans. She was saying that because she
Toad and me come back.
Does she have tits and a dick? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, she has a beautiful breasts and penis and testicles.
What is this chick's name again?
Jamie Castle.
Oh no.
Yo, I saw her on Instagram.
Speaking of this, Mike, I might not need to buy a new car because I'm having tranny issues, by the way.
All right, relax.
Jamie Castles.
Yeah. I'm actually, dude, I got excited for her because I saw on Instagram she's in LA for some probably.
Oh, no, this is James Castle. I don't want this.
Not that.
Oh.
Do not dead name. It's Jamie Castles. But I saw that she's in LA for something. Right
no, James Castle is a completely different person. But
she posted she
here she is.
She posted she's hanging out with Natalie Mars right now.
Who's Natalie Mars?
Oh, Dave, come on. She's mine and Robbie's trans princess, dude. She's me and Robbie.
Jamie Castles, this chick, she needs bigger titties.
I gotta start doing my
Well,
I
they
never
do.
say I
Like
never
Chevy
say
Chase
that, but
impersonation.
she probably
yeah.
needs to not have a
Community.
dick either. But
No, you keep the penis. The penis is part of it.
no, I kind of agree. It's worse to get rid of. This was an argument we had on Tower Gang. Like, I don't know if the argument was what's gayer or what's worse, but it's like, how could you not prefer if you're gonna fuck a tranny? How could you not prefer that they still have the dick rather than like a huge, like gaping flesh wound? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
I would,
dick is
yeah.
preferable.
Yeah, I would
Because
much
it shrivels
rather
up though too, doesn't it?
What?
the penis.
I think once
With all the hormones, yeah, probably. You're gonna be looking at
I
like a
think-
tiny dick, whatever. It's basically a clit at that point. It's not gay.
No, I think when they're on HRT, they just have to put like they have to wear one of those like when you castrate a goat, you have to put like one of those like real tight rubber bands around its balls.
Ugh.
They put one of those around the base of their penis to like
A cock ring?
cinch it to cinch it off to keep it engorged.
So I've heard there's who's the one that Ian Finance is dating?
I don't know.
She's a brunette. She's been on the show a couple times, but I think she had just
You guys
her
have a lot of
testicles-
trannies on your
she
show.
had-
What?
She had just her testicles removed.
Emma Rose.
Emma Rose. Yeah.
Yeah.
She has a
And
dick and no balls.
That
makes sense.
story made me shudder, dude. It made that the story of her getting her nuts cut off. That like
I didn't hear that
gave me
story.
like the sympathetic, like like when you're watching Russians run across the top of buildings.
Yeah.
Your palms
Mhm.
start sweating. I saw something of her where she was talking about her getting her nuts cut off in Spain or something, and I was like sweating, and I was like feeling my nuts hurt as she was telling that story. It bothered me.
Well, it makes sense because if you're taking estrogen and you don't want testosterone anymore, you would get rid of the testosterone producing
Yeah.
elements, but then you can't ever reverse it.
Yeah, I don't think you can reverse cutting your nuts off.
No.
No.
Well, like if you're a bodybuilder and you get on testosterone replacement therapy or whatever, you can take supplements that help your body juice up and get everything working again, but you're still going to be kind of messed up, similar to like puberty blockers. But if you cut your nuts off, you're just fucked.
This
Yeah.
is Emma Rose.
As far as going back,
she's a cutie.
She's not whatever because she's a lady. But if
Yeah.
she ever wanted to no longer be a lady,
But what I was gonna say is
Really?
when Sal and
She's got all right titties, yeah.
when Sal and I had Jamie Castles on Cornfed, she at the time, and I think this has since resolved itself, but at the time she was saying that in the time she'd been taking hormones like HRT, she could still get her penis hard, but
Mhm.
she lost her loads. Like she would
That
have sex with people or jag off and then like orgasm, but there would be no busting of any nut.
yeah,
Well, she has no balls.
Welcome to 50.
No, Jamie has balls.
Oh, Jamie.
Jamie has
Wait, which
balls.
one was your trans princess again?
Natalie Mars. That's
Oh
the one
God,
that-
there's so many trannies we're talking about here. I'm
I don't
getting
know
them all
any of these
confused.
people.
I'm looking
I
them
know-
all up, man.
I only know Blair White, and then
Yeah.
Actually,
What's the one
Natalie
from Juno?
Mars.
I know the one from Juno too.
Oh,
The
Elliot
lady.
Page.
Ellen Page.
Elliot Page, yes.
Ellen Page completely destroyed herself. Natalie Mars.
Natalie
she's-
Mars is kind of gross. Actually.
She needs bigger tits, man. This is just a dude. Not a good looking penis either.
I've watched,
love the look in your eyes and the reflection of the screen as you look.
Oh, you can see it in my
No, you can't
glasses.
see it in the glasses, but you
Oh.
can see the brightness of the screen change as you pull stuff up. But
Oh,
now
yeah.
the
Yeah.
photos-
I've watched some Natalie Mars videos where, like, I didn't know what was going to happen in the video. I just was like, oh, let's watch this beautiful woman and her penis. And like, so she would do something in some porn clips I've seen where I would have to stop it and be like, I gotta go walk. I gotta walk this off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I gotta
Natalie
go,
Mars.
like-
Yeah, I walked off the 32 that day, but Natalie Mars. Out of the three of those trannies, Natalie Mars has like the worst penis, though. Out of the three.
Her penis look. I don't know if it's
Like, what is that? I
mangled.
wouldn't suck that.
I don't know if it's mangled or what. Because one of the videos I saw,
I know it
that-
looks like mine.
one of the videos I saw that that traumatized me. where I was like,
I'm
I gotta
traumatized
go,
hearing this.
I gotta go get some sun. I gotta get some fresh air. I gotta pray on this. Was like she was, it was her and some other trans woman where they were doing like sounding, where
Oh no!
yeah, like
Do you even want to know what this is?
she put a metal rod down her dick hole, and then
That is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and then put the other end of the metal rod in another woman's dick hole, and they were just like,
Oh my god! Two
I don't even
women
know-
sounding. Yeah.
yeah, I don't even know how to describe it. Where they were just like,
Ugh.
it was just like a double dildo.
Why is that
kind of thing,
called
but
sounding? Because they scream.
yeah, I think that's
Probably.
actually why it's called that. Yeah. Yeah, this was not
It's
something.
making my
This was
stomach hurt. They
this
don't
was
want
not
to.
something that
trying
made
to
me
tell
want to
ya.
jack off. I had
Dude,
to turn it off and like.
Yeah, it's why Seattle's soccer team is called the Seattle Sounders. That's where they got their name because there's a lot going on in that gay city.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that Seattle is big into sounding.
So I got a question here.
Correct. Doesn't have anything to do with the Puget Sound. It's about dick sounding.
So we went over this. I quit porn. So you said it's not all mixed and matched. So you have to like go search this stuff out now.
If you go to any of the sites like X Videos or Spank Bang, X Hamster, whatever, you have like your primary categories. Then there's three. There's straight, gay, and trans.
You just turned off the filters now.
Right.
Well, no.
Well, like, lesbian is usually separate from gay, though.
Lesbian separate from gay. So, like, if
I go to the lesbian section, man. That's why I hang out there.
Yeah, the default setting on any porn site is straight, and so within that, you have all the categories like BBW, Ebony,
DEI. Not fucking that up for us, man.
Yeah.
Imagine if gay was the default or trans.
Yeah. So it's like you have your three primary categories that sets like the version of the site that you're visiting, so it'll be straight, gay, or trans. And then within that, you have all the categories under that umbrella. So, like if you just set it to straight, that's where you'll see like Asian or anal, but
like Asian is there's like a subcategory and then like lesbian will have an Asian subcategory too.
I was on back in when casting couch, the black casting couch was good, and then the white casting auditions had just started. Do you remember that one? How there was those two?
Yeah.
Vaguely, yeah. I'm pretty old, so yeah.
This was like 2000. I quit in 2021, September 2021.
Oh, it's pretty recent.
It was back then. But
that's when I went sober. So,
but they didn't have it, or at least when I was on there, they didn't have like categories. We would have to go to a gay porn site. I thought. You're saying it's all in the same one. It's just a.
Oh yeah, it's definitely all in the same one. If you go to like Pornhub, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, you would just set the website to
the
version of the site you want to be on.
I didn't even know they had a version. I thought you just went to whatever category you wanted.
Well, typically, like if I know that like if you go to like X Videos and set it to trans, the logo of X Videos changes to where the O in X Videos is now the arrow pointing up and then the down.
It switches genders.
It switches it to show you that it's trans now.
I didn't even realize that, dude. If I go to X Videos, I just type in my search lesbian lactation or whatever, and that's what I watch. Yeah.
So when
they're not good on the lactation videos, man. You got to go to what is it? Milk Porn Tube? Is that what it's called? That's where you really got to go for that shit. Yeah.
So aren't you like? I mean, maybe now because it's so popular, it's not a big deal anymore. But like, if you go to obscure sites like that, isn't that where the viruses are?
Yeah, probably.
Well, this is all happening on.
I'm ad block.
This is all happening.
That's how I got COVID from Milk Porn Tube.
I'm doing all of this on like an iPhone 11, so
it doesn't. They don't even have the technology to get into that. Yeah, I remember when I was living in the ghetto of Providence. I get woken up by like I was actually in Central Falls. I get woken up by like gunshots and stuff. I lived in this old warehouse that was converted.
Oh god.
And we had these huge like 12, 14 foot tall windows that were wide. Like there was only two of them in this huge like 25 foot like loft. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I looked at the building across the way and I was like waking up. It was like 3 a.m. And I was like, oh, this motherfucker's got his window open. He's watching porn on a fucking flat screen TV. And I'm like,
that's how to do it, man. That's why my TVs don't face the window.
Yeah,
Man, I'll tell you what.
This one does, actually. My other one doesn't.
So I keep watching, and I was like, dude, why do these chicks have short hair? This guy's freaking into some weird ass stuff. And my eyes start adjusting as I'm waking up, and I was like,
and it was
I'm watching gay porn on a giant
oh.
And I was like, it was like a crying game moment for me.
Mm.
Yeah, that was that same unit too. The walls are super thin. It was a warehouse, and they just put like 2x4s with no insulation, 2x4s with sheetrock on each side. So if somebody's walking in your floor, you could hear people walking in like in their floors. And I would hear my neighbors having sex. And I was like, okay, no big deal. Well, then I had a dude move in to the other side. And he was super quiet. I'm like, oh, this dude rules. He's super quiet like I am, never noisy, doesn't keep me up. So I'm laying in bed one night and I hear him come home, and I hear like a super flamboyant voice like talking to him in the kitchen.
Oh, he had a twink over.
And then they keep talking and talking, and then I hear them go into like the other area, which is like adjacent to my huge empty living room, and I'm in this loft, so it's just echoey. And then they start having gay sex, and it's just all drunken and stuff.
Nice.
And I was just laying in bed.
That makes you gay if you were that close to it with one thin wall between you. Dude, you were basically in a threesome.
So traumatized. I had to get up and get these like little silicone earplugs and put them in and lay in bed. I'm sorry, like I don't hate people, but it has a visceral reaction. There's something
it's supposed to
in my body from being
dude.
My age that I'm not humanity. Over.
People been gay and trans since the beginning of time, dude.
Well, I was raised that way, and it's not changing. So I don't hate anybody, but I used to watch the opening to Bye Guys with Ian Finance and Zach, and it creeped me out. I love the show. I used to watch.
Dude, one time I was with my dad and my cousin, and my cousin was driving, and we passed by like one of these like the Fry's Electronics version of a sex shop, where it was like one of the, you know what I mean? Where it wasn't.
I don't. What is it? A fried?
Fry's Electronics.
Remember Fry's Electronics?
Yeah.
No.
It's a chain store. Yeah.
We passed by this sex shop it wasn't like one of those like ones hidden off the road that looks dilapidated. It was like a big production. It was like a very well taken care of sex shop.
It was like the Radio Shack of sex.
Yeah. It looked like a pretty nice place, I suppose. And my cousin was like, "Oh, let's go into the sex shop, guys. I'm gonna get something for he says girlfriend or something." So now I'm like,
I can't please her. Let me go get her a vibrator.
Yeah, I don't know. So now I'm like in a sex shop with my cousin and my dad. And we're just like walking around the aisles looking at all the DVDs and like butt plugs and stuff.
You're watching porn together.
Well, yeah. So they had
testing out the butt plugs.
They had it done up like a Buffalo Wild Wings where they had flat screens just showing porn. And
wait, so there's no windows in this place. It's just all dark in there, like.
No, it was fluorescent. It was like brightly lit, but but then they had like flat screens that were just like where they were just blasting pornography, and so like me and my dad
find this place.
I can't even remember what it was. It was one of the it was a really nice sex shop. Like it was not like it didn't seem like a skeevy or shadowy place. It felt like a pretty like.
It was classy. It was like one of the classy strip clubs.
Yeah, and then so like I
not like the ones in Providence.
Yeah, one of the TVs I was just like I glanced up at it, and they were just showing like full on like gay porn.
That appeals to their customers, right? Like, what's the majority of our customers? Let's show gay porn.
Dude,
like that's
here's the funniest thing My
The
dad,
genre that's going to repulse the
Well,
most
it's
people.
probably when you work at a store, you get to play your music. So everybody works there probably gets.
Oh,
to play
yeah.
But the funny thing is, when my dad's dude,
God damn it, Chase has control of the porn playlist today.
When my dad saw
Yeah.
when he looked up and saw that TV and saw the gay porn, he like tapped me on the shoulder and he said, "Hey son, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore."
Where was this?
I can't, dude. This was years ago, and I mean, I was at least 18 at the time because like they let me in. But
Oh yeah. I'm sure they
somewhere-
ID'd you. Yeah,
it was somewhere in Texas for sure.
it was in Texas. All right,
That's where I grew up.
It's funny.
I cannot remember like why we were in there.
It was probably in Austin.
Yeah, I can't remember where it was or like why we stopped to go in there. But it was not something me and my dad. It was not.
You said you
our
went in because
idea.
your cousin needed to get a sex toy for
I
his
think we were with
girlfriend who he couldn't please with his own dick.
Because me and my dad were not like. I was like, well, I'm not buying. There's nothing in here I want to buy. Like,
It's hilarious. My father,
not even the porn.
from
Well, that's
Iowa,
right.
he
You could
was
just
a-
get it for free online. So why would you do that?
He was a Midwestern guy too, so I can totally. Every time you tell a story about your father, I just picture my old man trying
we're
to
not
like
Midwest.
make.
We are Southern folk.
Yeah, but you guys got the same kind of draw, whatever, the same kind
Texas
of
is the
attitude
South,
and
man.
stuff.
What are you talking about? It's not the Midwest.
It's
Where-
the motherfucking South.
Where he's like trying to be, yeah, but he's not like a New England CNN dad. He's
No.
like,
No,
my father was
that's
from
my dad.
Iowa. Yeah, he's like a watch you know, he was the Ian Gillis joke or whatever. But that's something my old man would do. He'd just be like, he'd be not knowing what to say, so he'd lean down and make some sort of off-color joke. I did this. I had a buddy that was like raised like super sweet household. His mother would like literally put pies on the windowsill. She was from Canada, and we had gone to the gym, and we we're leaving the gym, and he's like, "Oh, dude, I need shorts. That place across the street says it's got 50% off clothes, spring clothes." He's like, "Can we hop in there?" So I was like, "Sure." I'm like, so we get in my car, we go across the street, and it's amazing in Providence, East Providence, when it first opened. So we didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
We hop in there, and it's a huge building, but we're just in this one like 8-foot, maybe 12-foot alley with clothes all on these racks on the side, and like a beaded door. So I'm in there. I just finished, and he's like looking through shorts and stuff. And I'm like, dude, this is taking forever. Let's get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, actually, where is everybody? Where's the register or whatever? It must be in this other room. And then I walk through the beaded thing, and it's just a huge porn store. So I leave him in there in the clothes, and I was like, let me see what's going on. And because I couldn't just turn around. So now I'm talking to some like woman dressed like a dominatrix behind the counter.
Hell yeah.
And I'm just trying to shoot the shit with her long enough that my buddy, who grew up in the super innocent household, like comes in and just see his facial expression.
Did you ask her to step on you?
Yeah, so he comes in and he
Whip
just
you.
freezes up, and he's got like 4 pairs of shorts in his hand. So I think he's gonna panic. He puts the shorts on the thing, and he's like, "I want to just look around in here if you don't mind a little bit." And this is before we had like the internet porn. This is when you had to like hunt it down. So maybe he set me up or whatever.
You had to find the magazines, man.
Yeah, no, this was
VHS.
This was VHS at the time. No, this is probably just starting at DVDs, and the older stuff was VHS. Yeah. But
yeah, you know what was luxurious was there was 1 year after I turned 18 that I had a Hustler subscription, and then Hustler at that time,
those are the graphic ones. Yeah,
I can't even imagine now, but at that time they're desperate. It's a magazine. They got to figure out how to like.
That's Larry Flint, man. He's gone out of control.
Yeah, they got to figure out how to keep people coming back. So if you had a Hustler subscription at that time, each issue that came in each month came with like an 8-hour DVD.
Oh.
So they would include a DVD of just like full scenes, like not just clips like on porn tube sites, like it was 8 hours
like graphic, hour-long porn videos. Yeah.
What were the clips back then? Anyways, it was Girls Gone Wild clips.
No,
I remember those. Yeah,
when I was 18. I mean, we already had the internet and all the porn tube sites and everything. So like, I know that as a teenager, when I was like preteen and teen, Girls Gone Wild was still like culturally relevant, where like the infomercial would come on.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you would hear the steel drums, and then like
yeah.
if it was on
Still the songs in my head, man.
yeah, and if it was on Comedy Central,
Ooh,
it
this
would
sounds
be like,
tropical.
yeah, and I remember at that time, if it like on Comedy Central, it was the infomercial at that time was Doug Stanhope at some like nightclub in Miami.
Yeah,
Going to like different women and like talking to them to promote Girls Gone Wild.
Oh, I forgot that he did that, man. I remember they had like random celebrities on some of them. Like the worst one was the Snoop Dogg one, Doggy Style. I'm like, this is all black chicks. Get it out of here.
Yeah, but they had to get the new demographic. Speaking of the porn
it's for the fans of big asses, at least.
When I was like 16, I found my dad's porn stash. And so I would like borrow them and then put them back, borrow them, put them back. And I was like putting them back exactly where I found them in this hidden drawer.
These are magazines?
Stuff, magazines like Hustler and whatever.
Playboy. Yeah.
And then one day I was just like, oh, you know what? I can just steal these motherfuckers because he can't go to my mother and be like, whatever, or me, because then he's ratting out that he has them.
Yeah, he'd be ratting himself out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just took them and hit them in a better spot. And nothing ever happened. I was like, perfect crime.
Solid move. You hit him out in like a treehouse, right?
No, I had a drawer. I had this built-in bookshelf in my room, and then I had these drawers that were built in, and they wouldn't pull out. But if you reached in, there was these two hooks that you could undo. So I'd undo the hooks, put them underneath, put it in. And
he's never gonna find them. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I'm like, this is the absolute perfect crime. So one of them was the written word. So I would read these letters that were written by probably Jewish men, but I thought they were written by women about these escapades they were having. So I would read these written words.
Some of those were good, dude.
That's how old I am. I masturbated to the written word.
Like the Playboy when they have like the stories and shit. That's what you're talking about.
It was a book that was like of erotica. It was made.
Oh, it was erotica. All right, yeah.
It was made by Hustler. It was like it was kind of about the size of like the dirty joke books that you bought. It was like thin. It wasn't the size of a
it's got to be
just a thin book. And you open it up and it was magazine style paper, but it was just stories. And it'd be like, oh, I'm Barbara from Miami, and I just wanted to tell you guys about this, whatever. And you'd read it. And masturbate to the written words. You have to read with one thing and you go with the other one. So
some of those are pretty
theater of the mind.
I've read some stuff like that where I was like, damn, dude, I'm getting,
I'm getting hard based on my imagination, man. This is wild.
Once you guys, if you were to ever quit the videos, and maybe not because you guys started on them, I didn't. But after like
I'm old.
No, I didn't start on the video.
I started on magazines, but we had like the dial-up internet where you're just waiting for like you Google boobs and you're just waiting for or not even Google back then. It was whatever the search and Alta Vista. Yeah. Chicks boobs, let's go. And then it's like dial-up, it's like slowly loading. Like, it's gonna get to the nipple, man. Let's go.
Yeah, there was that, and then I remember being like 13 or 14 and just like in the shower and trying to like the images that would go through my mind were just like the best I could conjure of like just titties. Like I would try to envision titties, and they would be
without having ever seen them.
Yeah, and they would it would be this like abstraction of titties, and and I would just be in the shower.
You could have just gone to see Titanic or some shit.
Yeah, and I remember
you have a Sears catalog or something you could get at.
The Sears catalog. I mean,
no, I remember standing in the shower and just focusing my mind to try and just like think of titties, and then
that's what I do.
Yeah, and then I would like
after like a month of quitting videos, you'll be able to do it.
Yeah, and then I would like feel my penis would actually get hard. Like I could feel the transformation happening. Like I was going Super Saiyan. And and then I would
just gotta think about titties, then you can get hard, and then if you want to get unhard, you got to think about the grossest.
Yeah, and I would say that was like the first 2 years of discovering my body was just me in the shower thinking of thinking like abstract titties in my mind. Yeah, and just like jacking off in the shower
to what you think tits look like. Yeah.
Well, I had seen breasts before in movies, just like
like Hollywood.
pictures.
I'm living this lifestyle right now.
Yeah, like I'm gonna explicitly seek it out. I know there are tits in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Titanic's PG-13. You're letting me into this thing?
Hold on,
when I go to the grocery store, or when I go to the
Drew is gonna pop in,
or I go to Home Depot, or wherever I go, I'm putting
Well, I'm
pieces
John
together
Castle now.
in my mind to build stories later.
Right.
I'm making an amalgamation of all the women that I see when I'm out to put them in my head. So if I don't leave the house after a while, I run out of reels and I got to enter the world again so I can get.
Like you see a chick on the street who's hot, you got to like remember that. You got to spank bank it. I'm like, I got to remember that for later, man.
I took care of it. So I'm basically sexually assaulting women when I'm out by creating videos.
I'm sexually assaulting every woman I walk by with my mind.
I think this is what guys like Raymond Carver would do to like come up with short stories also. Like if you that same skill set of just like going around and looking at people and turning it into things in your head is also like how you write stories. And
you guys think that you're horny. I was at the casino. I was at the casino and the waitress accidentally knocked over a tray and everybody's just staring, and I went down and I picked up all this stuff and she's like, thank you so much, and she was clearly embarrassed. And then later on she came over and put her hand on my shoulder and had a little talk with me, just saying thank you. And as soon as I left, I was like, dude, whole story, thank you so much. I'm able to use that instead of having to go to Pornhub and turn that into this 21-year-old girl's ass, dude, in these black spandex. That's all it takes, dude. Once you quit the video, dude, you can get back in the real world, man. Everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy.
I mean,
you guys are watching men.
I mean, I get it.
Dressed as ladies online. I'm in the real world.
No.
I'm in the real world having horny experience.
Yeah. I think this has been like viscerally upsetting for a lot of people tuning in. The chat seems upset.
About me?
No, just this is
they don't like this conversation.
We've headed in a disgusting direction, but
I got something
normal in me.
No, I don't do this show for them. I do this show for me.
I got a video. I got some stuff here from tonight that we can look at. So you guys want chat? Sound off here. Do you guys want to hear the explanation of the Great Lent? Do you want to see a music video by Trending Music? Do you want to see a movie trailer, or do you want to see automated grocery store of the future, robotics?
No, none of that. What's going on with Bill Burr, dude?
When you say movie trailer,
he's gay.
Like, how much is that trailer? Is it like a $200 trailer? How much are you selling that trailer for?
No.
Hold on.
Drew, the movie trailer and the Great Lent thing are both religious.
Let's check in with Drew real quick before I.
You're checking in with me? Oh fuck!
We'll check in with Drew, and then I gotta remove Drew because his audio is always bad. But Drew, how many beers have you had?
This is Drew, our super fan, by the way.
At least.
What's up, Drew?
9. I'm probably at like 15 or so.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
In front of me, I'm counting what I can tell, and then what I remember. 9.
You're like halfway to finishing a case, man. That's solid.
Yeah, it's life.
Yeah, Drew's good at drinking. Drew's very good at drinking and smoking cigarettes.
I have talents, guys. Yeah. I'm good at all these. I
used to be pretty good, dude. If you saw me do the Liberty case race, like back in 2020 or whatever it was during the lockdowns, I thought I was doing good, and I was way out in front, and then I just completely blacked out. I was like, oh shit, that's not how you're supposed to do the case. I'm like, why am I winning 16 beers to 9 right now? And then I don't remember anything after that.
Yeah, Drew, you're going to be blackout drinking. That's
yeah.
Drew, I don't know if I've ever blacked out drinking.
No,
I have.
No. Drew's
just that good at it.
Drew is Drew's too salt of the earth to black out because he's working with his hands all day. He's doing hard labor, and blacking out is for the soft,
the fats. Yeah, like me. I never vomited though. I blacked out, and when I would black out, like I would still be functional, but I don't remember anything about what I did. So I had to be like told that I watched that threesome that time.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
blacking out. I blacked out a lot. Where you just like, your
Well, I
body.
blacked out, but only when I've done acid with drinking.
Oh,
Oh,
I
okay,
have to
yeah.
mix
I don't
drugs
think
to
I
get
ever.
there.
I think I browned out a couple times where you wake up the next morning and you start remembering everything. But I
Okay,
never
yeah.
forgot
You
about
shit. You wake
anything.
up and you shit yourself. You're
Yeah.
covered
Wait,
in
even
You
my
wake up,
daily
like,
life
train
where I
spotting
shit
and you're covered
myself
in
and then I
shit.
remember how I shit myself and how I got here.
Yeah.
Like, did
Mhm.
I even lock my front door? Oh, apparently I did. I remember that drunkenly, but
No.
I
Yeah, I
also
used to
shit
black
myself.
out. I used to black out a lot where I would just like the operating system would power down, but I was still booted up, and I just, there'd be hours that I did stuff that I just couldn't remember. And then the next
Really?
day my friends would tell me and I'd be like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude, I guess I'm never
It's a
drinking
great
again.
defense. Like
I'm
I
a
didn't,
too much
I
of a
didn't murder
control
that
freak.
guy. What?
Hey,
Yeah,
it's
that
not a
was
good
yeah.
defense, by the way.
It's
Do
not,
not
it
take
never,
that defense to a court. This is
No,
not
I think
legal
it is
advice.
actually.
Your Honor, I was blacked out. Oh, well,
Yeah,
I'm
this is
sorry.
not
Please-
legal
it
advice.
it never eased any tensions. Like if I did something that really pissed people off, like the next day they would tell me and I'd be like, I don't remember any of that. I guess I blacked out. And they'd be like, that's not really an excuse. And like, we can't be friends with you anymore. Where's all these sirens coming from?
He's in
They're-
California.
You're coming to
Ooh,
I
arrest
live in a
you.
crime-ridden neighborhood. Sorry, guys.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Oh my god! I hope Drew is first of all not getting arrested, but also not getting killed by the criminals that surround him.
Yeah.
Shout out to Drew. I love Drew. I
He
love
lives
when
in
Drew hops
California.
in.
Shit.
Yeah.
Is he in Bakersfield? Is that why it's that bad?
I wanted
No,
to see if
I
he was
think
going to
I think
Skankfest this year
Drew.
or not.
I think Drew is in like Primus country. I think he might be in like the northern California.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Primus, by the way.
Oh yeah, I love Primus. I've seen Primus
Yes.
live 3 times.
I've seen South Park.
4 or 5 times, I think, for me at this point.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw him when I saw him when they did the Willy Wonka tour,
So did I.
and then I saw the next tour when they just released a new album.
The Goblins.
The Goblin one, yeah,
The Rainbow Goblins.
Yeah,
I didn't love that shit, but they played the full album, but whatever.
Yeah, it's not. It's only like I think the whole album's less than 40 minutes. So they did.
Yeah, they
like
did it in like the middle of the set, and then they sandwiched, like they bookended the set with like, with other Primus stuff.
They did the same thing on the Rush tour because I saw them do the Rush album.
I did that too. They did 2 full sets at mine. They did like
it was awesome.
Yeah, Primus set, and then they did the Rush set. That was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. They
Farewell
did,
to Kings.
They did Primus, and then they did Farewell to Kings, and then they did a little more Primus.
They were
they did an encore, with more Primus. Yeah.
Like when they first came out, it was just like trend setting, basically. Hey, welcome aboard, Robbie.
What's up, Robbie?
What's up?
Have you guys ever met before? Toad, Robbie, Toad?
No, the only thing I know is that Top Lobster steals his jokes. That's all I know.
I will say, so I did apologize to Robbie for this because when that was originally happening, I was like, it's linear thinking and all this stuff. But then he showed the receipts. He did crop Robbie
showed
out of the
1099.
screenshot.
No, he forgot to crop me out. That's what was so funny.
Yeah, like you can see him in there. So
Like
it was
not my name,
legitimately
but like
taken.
my profile picture in the tweet. Like he didn't bother to like, you know how when you like screenshot a tweet and your profile picture is like in the little thing of the tweet, like he forgot to like to crop. He cropped out my name, but he forgot to crop that out.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered something before we get into the current state of Bill Burr. There was something we mentioned the Holocaust at the beginning of this episode, and I remembered that
sounds right.
Yeah, Toad had said something that made me think of something that, like, you know how like a lot of nutritional trends and different diet plans and things being sold to people is just like repackaging things that already have existed for some time.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, intermittent
diets of
intermittent
all
fasting,
time. A final solution to dieting, if you will.
Yeah. So like intermittent fasting is just Ramadan. like that. We're doing Ramadan right
not
now.
where I thought you were going.
Well, no, I'm
We're
saying,
doing the
but I'm
Great
saying,
Lent right now.
Yeah, anorexia
saying
is just
that-
the Holocaust, right?
well, I'm saying that there,
Oh.
well, there probably is a way to, like repackage, like the diet that the Jews were forced.
Yeah.
Like what they're, the Jewish
the Holocaust
diet during
diet.
the Holocaust,
We
like,
all-
just repackage it and sell it.
afford
To people.
Major seller, man.
Food
Yeah,
menus every
like
day.
body by Auschwitz, where you know,
The Auschwitz diet, yeah.
yeah, like a diet plan that like keto, like sell books and plans and
Yeah.
shit and meal prep, but it's it's just like whatever just eat like whatever they
We can get
Ariana.
Ariana Grande to be the spokesperson for that.
I don't know what they were eating because the Apple store was a lie, so I don't know.
I don't know what they were eating, but yeah, just I guess just like what I'm describing is a calorie deficit. So
Yeah.
it's probably not
Yeah.
healthy.
You're gonna have one of those.
But maybe it's like you could do something like the Auschwitz way, where it's like embodying a concentration camp.
Yeah. The boxcar diet.
Prisoner, yeah, where it's like
A lot of training.
yes, a lot of training.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, where you just like develop the same like a discipline akin to what was forced upon the Jews during
A lot of
the
swimming in pools then.
Yeah. Taking a good hot shower.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds good. I could go for a shower.
The
The meals are cooked in an oven.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
good. Yeah, good oven cooked meal. Nothing better.
Yeah, you're meal prepping.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just something I was, just brainstorming a business idea.
I don't think you're going to be able to get the financial backing for that
Probably
idea,
not.
considering
Oh,
where the money
dude.
comes from.
Sal.
I
Dude.
don't think non-Jews would financially back that either.
Yeah, it's probably.
Why not?
I think it might be a little. People might see it as rude.
Maybe, but I mean, every day I go on the internet and I'm seeing somebody trying to like convince people that you can eat like raw beef and raw eggs and fucking like whatever they're doing.
You can.
Yeah, I mean you
Tallow.
can. Yes, I guess you can. It doesn't look good, but I mean, yeah. Like, what if
Not
you?
But you can.
Yeah, but what if
You want to be the liver king, but for the Auschwitz diet.
Yeah,
Ooh.
just be like all you need to do is eat once a day. And it's just like a hard biscuit.
Isn't the honestly though, like isn't there only like a couple of fat Jews? There's the literally comedian, the fat
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
Schumer, and then everybody else is
He's
skinny.
probably a couple. Jonah Hill and Seth Rogen. Those are the only two.
Yeah.
There's a ton of fat Jews. They just They just work behind the camera.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
But that's it's
Was Harvey fat? He looks like just
Oh,
like
yeah.
stout.
he was
Like a
stout.
Costanza stout isn't really
Most
like
comedy
fat.
writers who are also Jewish are fat.
Oh yeah, Costanza. Yeah, Jason
Big
Alexander.
J Wilkerson is a Jew.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah.
I saw him not that long ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected. Lev Fur. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Lev
he's
Fur.
a fat Jew.
I
There are a lot of them.
apologize. I walk everything back. Lev Fur.
They're betraying their ancestry, man.
But yeah. So this whole situation, whatever's going on, the people be upset with Bill Burr now.
Yeah, because he's gay.
I think he's purposely trying to get some heat on him because he's got his special out, right?
Yeah, he's got special. He's on Broadway. Dude, he's getting
Yeah.
eyeballs on him.
I saw
Yeah,
his
it's
Broadway
advertising.
show. He was fucking hilarious in it.
He was good in Glengarry.
Yeah, he like I've never seen someone like kill in a play before, but he killed.
Well, you haven't seen Beetlejuice the musical.
I have seen Beetlejuice the musical.
Oh, because Beetlejuice kills in Beetlejuice the musical.
He does. But I mean, I guess in
I've seen that.
non-musical, just because the audience is really hyped up.
Yeah.
In musicals.
But Beetlejuice does do crowd work during the musical.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I saw it, but I was just distracted because I was just feeling up Lauren Boebert the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
About that.
Who do you think's hotter, her or AOC?
AOC.
Boebert. It's not even close.
AOC, dude.
AOC has a horse face, insane eyes. No way.
No.
It's Bo
So here's
Burnham.
the thing,
you know
when
what?
I watch AOC,
Bo Burnham has a
like,
better body
in
and face.
Instagram video, AOC like really turns me on. But then when you saw her in like public jumping around in those like khaki shorts, I'm like, oh, she doesn't really have the body that you picture her to have. It's
No.
all AI bodies of AOC that you see.
Sure.
It's AIOC.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
AIOC.
the $4.99, Kenny T Strangle Chef. Kenny's a chef. He said he saved $500 on car repairs a day. Blessed
Thank you, Kenny.
unicorn pair. Thank you.
By switching to
Nice.
Geico?
What was that?
By switching to Geico?
By switching to Geico. Yeah.
I don't think people are really that upset with Bill Burr. I think it's just a point of to talk about this
Well,
week.
it's an
'cause there's not much
interesting
going on.
cultural. It's an interesting cultural moment because, from like 2015 maybe to 2020, 2021, the libtards, dominated culture, and so that was like all the years when like comedians were,
In cars
You
getting
know,
coffee.
in cars getting coffee and being held to a lot of scrutiny. Like that was all the years of they're trying to they're canceling me.
Right.
But Burr is
Well,
returning to that again. Like his
Rogan,
most
yeah.
cancelable
Oh, you
thing
can?
was that SNL monologue in like 2021 or whatever. Where he made fun of pride parades and everybody got mad at him.
Yeah,
But now he's not doing that anymore. He's
but that was a tactic.
promoting that shit.
That was a tactic of the libtards for a long time.
Yeah,
And
you try to masturbate in front of somebody, they're like canceled.
Now they're like
I'm seeing Louis C.K. later this year, by the way. He did nothing wrong, and he's
No.
still funny.
he didn't. But now Bill Burr is criticizing. He's not doing anything much different than what he's always done. Like he's being he's talking shit about everybody. And
Yeah, he's
angry.
calling it like he sees it.
He's shooting from the hip, baby. And he's criticizing people he's always criticized, which is just like corporate wealthy oligarchs. Like he's
What are
always-
we actually talking about now? There was
That
something that he said recently. I was like, this guy's so gay.
The last thing I saw was people were mad that he said he was talking shit about Elon Musk, and I'm like, well, why?
I didn't see that one.
I don't think I saw that. I quote tweeted something about him, but I don't think it was that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was
on-
quote tweeted the sneaker thing where he said that he made the joke about supporting Luigi because they
Oh,
make
yeah, it was-
leather sneakers or something.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
yeah. No, there was something else he said. He criticized Elon.
It was the Elon thing because he's been saying it a lot on a lot of podcasts lately. I think it's a pretty funny bit though.
Yeah, well, and it's funny like to see the I guess like the cultural shifts because like not too long ago, Elon was heralded as like a hero of the libtards. He was on he was on Rick and Morty.
He was creating the electric vehicles. Yeah, he was on Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
that day show.
Yeah, and so like the right, the conservative folks didn't like Elon at that time. Like they would talk shit about Elon, and now Elon has like successfully shifted his whatever.
Yeah, and now the left is destroying his electric vehicles.
Yeah, and so now
let's all drive Hummers, baby.
Yeah, so now he's beloved by the people who used to hate him, and if you criticize him in any way, you can just get lit up on Twitter.
I think you can criticize. I criticize him on that H1B shit and like all that bullshit. I don't think he's that good. He's not good on Israel, that's for sure. But
yeah, what's crazy?
I mean, I'll call it like I see it. He's good on numerous things. Like I thought his email thing was hilarious. Like the shit that he does to troll government employees is hilarious.
I guess what I'm saying, is when you think about it, both sides are kind of the same.
Yeah.
So the one thing, the clip that I did like was I only saw Naeem Ali post it, but it was the bit from his special where he's doing the Israel baby shield bit. That was pretty good.
That was fun. That was funny. Yeah.
Hmm.
You don't punch. You wouldn't punch through the baby. So that was
You'd at least get a workaround. You'd try and throw a hook at least.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. I stopped liking or lost some respect for Burr about like 5 years ago, maybe more. I used to listen to
when he married a black woman.
I was about to say, I feel like so many of these guys are mad at him for marrying a black woman.
Well, When I
that's
first
like
started listening
under-
to the Monday morning podcast, he would talk so highly of Nina. So I was like, oh, he's happy. He's got a kid on the way or whatever. Then she started crashing the show, and she would just belittle him on the show, and he wouldn't fight back. He'd just eat it. And it was hard to watch. I was having, it was like visceral reaction. And then you could feel him get uncomfortable and be like, babe, I'm doing the podcast. Can you just come back later? And she would kind of like come in again. And so I stopped listening. And ever since then, I have a bias where I feel like he's afraid to get divorced and lose his money. So he's kind of like,
that's what black pussy do to him.
He's like,
is that why he's like going with all this like leftist bullshit again now? Because his wife is,
I don't know, because he was
controlling him.
He was on the Breakfast Club talking a lot of shit about her today, and he said,
"Oh, I like Breakfast."
Yeah,
I like the Breakfast Club. Solid movie, Breakfast Club.
Yeah, he was there with the goth and the popular kid and the.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was the nerd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is Breakfast Club got the Andrew Schultz guy on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Charlemagne.
Yeah. Charlemagne.
Oh, yeah.
Charlemagne the God. Yeah.
And Bill Burr kind of, what is not, if you actually like listen to him, like he goes off on the left a lot too and stuff, but I think people just like have a hate boner for him. One, because he married a black lady, and two, because he like told Anthony Cumia he couldn't be associated with them. But it's like a lot of people don't want to be. I think Joe Rogan cut off Cumia recently.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll say this: I don't think Bill Burr has what it takes to make it in AM radio.
No. So the thing with Burr too is he's way up at the top now. Like he's doing movies, he's doing Broadway, he's doing comedy, and he's navigating a different scene. So
I feel like his recent shit is all bad. Like all the shit that I've seen recently, I did not find it funny. Whatever.
That
like
Netflix movie looked pretty bad.
His comedy used to be good. Which one? The old dads.
Old dads. Yeah.
Wasn't
you
great.
Can't keep everybody happy at that level. So he's probably like trying to make edgy jokes, but also stuff that can keep his career. He's got a family. He's got kids to support now. So you can't stay the same as you go. Like we couldn't be the same retarded faggots that we are on YouTube. If we
can say faggot on here, all right.
Kevin, it's an hour and 40. And
I think he has like legitimately changed. Like he's not the angry single guy anymore.
Yeah,
he's married and has kids. It would be forcing.
People need to like understand the difference between $1 million and $1 billion, because like when he criticizes like billionaires, when you start to like, I understand that like for most of the country, most people have never made more than $40,000 a year.
Right.
That when you see a multimillionaire talking about billionaires, you just go, all right, well, aren't you like the same thing? But to a billionaire, Bill Burr is basically like poverty stricken.
Yeah.
Right.
Is Bill Burr not a billionaire?
No. He's a
I don't even know. Like
he's Bill billionaire, right?
He's a bill.
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
He's a bill. Yeah.
I don't think. I would guess he's probably got 100 million now. Maybe not much. No.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like he definitely has a ton of money.
He wasn't even in Breaking Bad too, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he has $100 million.
Breaking Bad, was he in that?
I don't remember. He's got a lot of stuff.
He's not
he did best. He's doing like sports betting commercials for a while there and everything. He's got the podcast. He's on Rogan. He's on a lot of movies.
$100 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, but maybe not.
I just saw that the Gene Hackman thing, that Gene Hackman didn't leave any of his kids his money, and they said that was $80 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would think that Gene Hackman would have more money than Bill Burr.
But he left all of it to his wife, right?
$20 million.
She died before he did. So where does his money go?
NGOs and fucking like
that is so bad.
Fraudulent charity organizations.
That sucks.
Yeah, niggos. I don't like those.
That's in Spanish.
Between
that's
20 and 30 million online.
Okay, I don't know where people. I've looked at those net worth websites. I don't know where those numbers are coming from.
Yeah,
or how anyone has access to that. No one has. We don't have access to these people's 1099s.
No, Bill Burr, show us the 1099.
Everyone's 1099.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, his Wikipedia doesn't mention his 1099s.
God, I wish it did.
I wish everyone's Wikipedia would show us their 1099.
Yeah, would show all their tax information.
Yeah.
Some of them do. If you go to the early life.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. No, we told to we were dude, Kevin Brennan. That's like his whole crusade is like talking shit about like every comedian and being like, "Show me your 1099s. I bet I make more money than you." And what he was talking about Mr. Beast one time, and he was like, "Hey, I'm looking at his Wikipedia. It doesn't make any mention of his 1099s." And I'm like, nobody's Wikipedia does. There's no Wikipedia that shows he was tagged. Like Wesley Snipes maybe has a tax section on his Wikipedia, but for like a different reason.
Kevin think he was gonna find Mr. B's 1099s.
I'm probably going to sound pretty dumb. Is Kevin the head of the Dabbleverse?
Yes.
No, that's more
he
so
is.
Stuttering John. He's probably the most famous person in the Dabbleverse. Though.
Yeah, I think actually Kevin has like does not acknowledge the Dabbleverse. Like he's detached himself from it, and it's just a thing that's formed around him that he has to deal with.
I think he's actively in the Dabbleverse.
Is Zenhauser in the Dabbleverse, Robbie?
I mean, we're all kind of part
that seems true. I don't know, but that seems true.
Yeah, it would seem true to me too. Yeah, like a low level player.
Yeah. Exactly.
Entry levels at Dabbleverse.
A lot of people who like didn't really make it are in the Dabbleverse.
Yeah, we're applying to be part of it.
Well, Zenhauser seems. I think he's probably older than you guys, but he kind of seems like he was cutting his teeth at the same time. But maybe he was just in the peripheral working longer.
Who, Kevin?
Yeah, I don't know his first name. Zenhauser. Brian.
Oh,
No.
Zenhauser, Anthony.
Anthony Zenhauser. I like him. I find him. I find him funny.
Anthony. He's a nice guy.
Yeah,
he's a funny dude. No.
Probably get him on the show.
Kevin actually would be probably at least successful as his brother, as successful, if he wasn't such a dickhead.
Yeah, for real. He got a.
I heard Neil's not that nice either. I don't know, but I've never heard
Neil's at least Hollywood nice. Like he knows how to play ball. Yeah. Kevin is. I mean, the show was for a while. They're called Burning Bridges. Like Kevin's funnier than Neil. Kevin's very talented.
Which one of them got in that like Twitter war with Dave Smith like a couple years ago? Kevin.
Yeah, he asked Dave Smith to show him the 1099.
Yeah, that's where it started.
That was where it started. He was like, "Dave, show me the 1099s,"
which was so funny.
Yeah,
he was so obsessed with the 1099s.
Yeah.
I never know what's real and what's fake because, like, even Toad and me for a little bit, it wasn't real for me, but me and Toad used to bicker on Twitter, back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And so, like,
I was like, this guy's a fucking faggot. What's up with this guy?
What's real and
he's an asshole.
What's fake and like what's for the bit and what's for for clout. So I didn't know if they were really fighting and they really hated each other, but I guess they really didn't even want to be in the same room with each other at one point.
Who?
Kevin and Dave,
Lewis, like it got like
uncomfortable.
I heard.
That might be right.
That was the miscalculation I made when I did that on Legion of Skanks that one night.
You thought you were kayfabbing, and they were like,
I thought I was doing kayfabe. I thought I was just playing part of a big joke. Yeah. Dave, I think, was ready to tussle.
And really? Dave Smith. I feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like Dave Smith's that tough.
He did seem to get
he's really kind of thin.
He was pissed off. It did not go the way I thought it was going. I thought it was just.
I like Dave the best of the three. Just that's how I found the whole universe. But if I was to fight, I would much rather fight Dave than Lewis or Jay.
Oh shit, right. Lewis is actually a fighter.
Yeah,
Jay's just big.
Lewis does MMA
behiing him,
so like, and Jay's huge.
Grab you by the throat and like throw his weight.
No, but Dave, that night when I did that, because I like. As that thing was happening between Dave and Kevin, I was at Skanks when at one point Lewis got up to go take a piss, and I just in a moment of kind of uncharacteristic confidence and pandemonium, I ran up and sat in Lewis's seat and just was trying to think of like the funniest thing I could say. So I just was like, "Hey, I just want to say Kevin Brennan is funnier than Dave Smith," and I thought that would just be part of the whole, the whole thing, and we all laugh about it. Dave was really fucking upset, and like made it a point to then denigrate me in front of everybody and start a Dalton sucks chant, and he was he did seem pretty upset in the moment.
So I don't remember that happening. I do remember you standing up.
Evan Brandon posted it. It's still on YouTube, I think.
And
no, because I went up to Dave afterwards to like shake his hand and just say like, "Oh, I know that was uncouth. Probably shouldn't have done that. But I just was like fucking around. And he shook my hand, and I don't know if how jokingly this was what he said, but he was like, "It's okay, man. You'll never do the show again." And then he walked off. Yeah.
Jeez.
Those guys love to swing that dick, huh?
As a third party watching it, and I don't remember you sitting down and saying that, so maybe they edited it out of the show.
They might have.
I do remember you standing up in the crowd, and like coming forward, and then Lewis like kind of like saying this isn't cool, and I thought that you guys were playing off one another.
No,
and he was a little upset, but not like get off the show, just like kind of how he yells at like Gay Blind Mike.
It was much.
Like,
it was much more real.
At you, like,
it was much more real than it probably seemed, because like Lewis was going to pee and he stopped. I stopped him from taking a piss because he stopped and came back and was like, "Get the fuck up."
Yeah.
And then Dave was like, Dave seemed kind of upset about it at the time, and I mean, like, Dave won. Like my life fell apart not too long after that, but yeah, it seemed like in the moment he was pretty pissed off.
Yeah.
Used a little of his Smith influence, we should say.
Yeah.
I guess your career.
Yeah, I guess you could say I'm a bigger
Smith
part of the
influence,
problem.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but isn't he regulating your free market, Dalton? When you think about it,
Yes, he did. Yeah, he regulated the.
But Dalton did violate his private property.
it's true. Checkmate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think
the chat wants to know if I'm
it was a
stand-up comedian.
Is a
I was.
miscalculation.
I couldn't have. I didn't have what it takes to become one of the 130 people who can do comedy. So now I just kind of do this, And this actually pays more than comedy ever did. So I don't know. You never know where life's going to take you.
The
Every
amount of work
day
that would
is a
go into
winding
stand-up,
road.
like I don't think people realize. I mean, I don't know. It's like I've never done it.
Smith.
But watching people go from zeros to heroes, and then watching people that I watched for like a decade disappear, and Robbie probably sees it even more. It's not an easy path to pick.
Comedy.
Be comedy. First, imagine just you're like, okay, I'm going to pick a job where I just go up and I talk to people with the microphone. That's tough enough to keep people's attention. Like Cedric the Entertainer, just to entertain. Now imagine you want to be really funny and you make people viscerally laugh against their will.
I think Cedric the Entertainer does want to be funny. He's not just, he's not
unable to do
it's
it.
in the name.
He's not Cedric the comedian. He's Cedric the Entertainer.
Well, now,
I
now
didn't
he's
make
more
any agreements that you guys are going to laugh.
Of the Atlanta entertainers?
Yeah. I'm just saying, the people that get up there that aren't funny, like the improv chicks and stuff that do like one woman shows, that's a pretty tough path, right? Especially for a lady. Now picture like you actually have the goal of making the crowd laugh, not just getting on stage and talking.
Look, dude, nothing worth doing comes easy. Life is a difficult path.
Life is a highway.
This is pretty fucking easy what we're doing right now.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because this only happens. The audience, like the subscriber base for this channel, and like everything that's happening now, me, Robbie, the network, all of it, does only happen after years of us like, developing ourselves and gaining an audience.
Yes, that's the part that I'm saying is difficult. That's the difficult part. It's being a comedian and stand up and getting the following and all that stuff.
Yeah,
super difficult.
Like this, what we're doing in this moment, is pretty, I guess, effortless. But that's because Robbie and I worked hard to become effortless.
Yeah,
that's
a good point.
Yeah, no, I get it. That it's a buildup of skill sets that people are paying for over the years.
Yeah, that is the irony of maybe irony is a wrong word, but I guess it is ironic in comedy that you try really hard to look like you're not trying that hard.
Yeah.
Like, and it does take. I mean, that's all the years of the reps of doing comedy is. It's just being comfortable on stage.
Yeah, but that's with anything,
A lot of people gave me grief for this, but I watched Sagalo headline down at Comedy Connection in Rhode Island, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And when I walked away, I was like, he's doing a really good job. I could see the art, like I could
Zach
see the
was
magic
funny.
or whatever. But he was
Yeah,
really good at doing
is
like
good.
crowd work without doing crowd work, making it look like he was talking to the audience. He's leaning against the wall, comfortable, and he's setting them up. He's leading them so that he could do his joke and his punchline. But they don't recognize that he's doing this every night. He's goading the woman in the front row to bring up dating because she's going to bring up Hinge, and then he's going to go into his Hinge joke.
Right.
And
crowd work is like
done.
casting like a buff spell in like it's like a Dark Souls, like making your sword with the fire.
Yep.
It gives you like an extra boost to your material.
And then
if that makes sense. Yeah.
Then if you're doing like Robbie's doing and you're going up there to do a bit, you have to commit 100%. You cannot bail on yourself.
Because I know that
it takes a lot of commitment when you go up and do that, and you can't bail. You have to be like, all right, I'm going to go up there, and I am Adam Sandler, or I am whatever.
Yeah.
I have a wig on right now. I'm Pete Davidson
and by the way,
for the next 6 minutes, and I can't bail on it.
That is the toughest shit when that stuff bombs. It's so embarrassing when you're like all in on a voice and they just don't like it.
I've laughed the hardest when it bombs, when Robbie's just doing like Sandler impressions and the audience hates him.
I'm
laughing.
It's so bad, but it is, from a comedian standpoint of view, it is fun to watch kind of like the meta joke of it.
Yeah, when I used to do the check spots at New York Comedy Club, kind of my rookie mistake was going into that kind of material, and it's like these guys are exhausted. It's like you can't do that. Like it's 5 minutes. You can't just yell at them. You kind of I do like other shit and like kind of riff with the crowd now. When if I do a check spot,
I like jokes.
Yeah,
I like
would
movies.
never do stand up too much.
I like movies. I like laughing.
Clips.
I like songs.
What are jokes except for clips in comedy form?
That's true.
Yeah,
right.
Jokes
a lot of people are saying that.
I was thinking that. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Let's let's pull up a clip.
We're gonna watch
no!
clip now?
You mean a joke?
I didn't know it was my
No.
birthday.
We won't pull up a clip of Robbie. I want to pull up something that we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
From a master. Not that Robbie's not a master, but we'll pull up Bill Burr. Robbie's not $20 million.
I would not consider myself a master. I think I'm good at comedy.
Not $20 million yet. So here we go. Put it in the private chat for you, Dalton.
I've been told by a lot of people on Twitter that I would be better if I wasn't so critical
of yourself or other people, or
no other people. No, people are very critical of me, and I think they're happy to see me writhe in agony and self-doubt because of my own taste, that I've like openly criticized other people. I've been told that if I was more agreeable and just like the same thing as everyone else likes, that I would garner more of an audience. So I guess all that's to say is I love Kill Tony.
Those guys, people, especially on Twitter, they like to watch you squirm.
Kill Tony won the jokey again twice.
He won the jokey again.
What's the jokey?
That's
all the time, man.
The Joke World Awards.
2 years in a row for Kill Tony. You will not believe who won Comedian of the Year.
Let me guess, Shane Gillis.
Yeah, I can't believe it. No one's ever repeated before.
And the contest is 2 years old.
The second annual joke.
Yeah.
Dude, Dalton, people on Twitter just like to watch you squirm. So they like to poke at you because they think that it bothers you.
If you're trying to poke me, take that to Facebook. Okay?
Because people dislike me a lot more, but they don't fuck with me as much because it doesn't bother me because I'm just old and curmudgeoned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when they get a rise out of you, they're like, oh, we're going to keep pushing his buttons then.
Yeah, well, people get mad when you like criticize a target they deem sacred. So like everybody, like a lot of people have no problem like criticizing.
I'm more of a Walmart guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I want to watch that video of Kroger's in Florida.
But yeah, I mean, like right now, it's open season on Bill Burr. But yeah, if you dare say anything
Silver
about fucking-
season.
Play this
Louis
clip I just put
season.
up.
Should always be open season on him.
Put the clip I just put in the private chat up. It's
What
Bill
is it?
Burr clip.
Oh, this is a Bill Burr clip.
Yeah, it's on topic.
Oh,
Producing the show here.
this is a good clip.
This is a good clip. You guys like clips?
I love
Sure.
clips. Yeah.
Oh shit! Right now. Well, here we go. I see. Yeah, I saw this. This is a good clip.
Yeah, really good clip.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to do that, but it's still socially acceptable to shoot a missile in the general direction of somebody you're upset with. You're like, dude, there was like kids over there. This is my favorite response. Well, they're using kids as human shields. It's like, well, you got to work around that. Jesus Christ, if I'm mad at my neighbor and I want to beat the shit out of him, but he's holding a baby, right? I wouldn't come in and try to punch him through the baby. Hey, you go in, you throw a hook, just keep the legs. Do it on the lawn so the baby bounces off the grass, all right?
Yeah.
Rules to this shit. I do think it's hilarious that college kids are all freaking out, fucking supporting the Palestinians. How dare the Israelis do what our country has been doing for 20 years? What the fuck? You don't do that shit, we do.
Yeah,
Oh, you didn't like that one, did you? That was a little too close to home. All right.
that's good.
Clips are good, everybody.
That's good stand-up comedy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like Skullfuck saying that he wants to be the Katu Liver King.
That's good. The Katu Liver King, huh?
The Katu Lever King.
Oh.
What? So, I was just starting to like Colin Terrell again, and then he joins forces with Lev, and I was like, oh man, you just ruined all the credibility that you just worked up with me.
Yeah, to Colin is Robbie's mortal enemy, but to Colin's credit,
I think he's funny.
To Colin's credit, he is doing what a lot of us do, which is desperately trying to find something that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't blame. That show should just be called "We're Doing This Because We Kind of Have to."
Yeah, so I will commend him for that. Robbie.
I think he is friends with Lev, though. He was trying to ride Lev's coattails before Lev tried to ride his, and now Lev's coattails are like really big.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
this metaphorically and physically, Lev's just got too big for his britches. Like he grew. This everything I'm gonna say here is gonna sound like a joke. I'm being serious, but he just grew so quickly, and then he got a big head, and he just got too big for his britches. He went.
He got a big belly.
Yeah. But he was actually funny when he first started the Lev first show. It was like, oh, this is good. This is one of the better shows. And then he became a cocky asshole. And you're like, oh, well, everybody liked you because you were kind of down to earth. But now that you're being a cocky asshole, we don't like you as much.
It is amazing how little it takes for comedians to like get a big ego and like suddenly like stop like I like Drew Dunn, Raphael. I think they added Colin just to give one of the couches a break.
Well, one morning, I kind of watched this happen in real time. One morning, Lev woke up. He unfollowed me. I watched him like kind of unfollow a bunch of people on like Twitter. So I don't know if he gave his account to somebody, but he like manicured his account who was following us. Like, it seems like he just talked to Corinne Fisher and she's like, no, this person's bad for your career. This person's bad for your career. This person's bad for your career. And like, did a douche of his like account. And then not too far after that, he got kicked off gas and everybody stopped watching or whatever. So enemy of the show, Lev Fur, as far as I'm concerned.
You're
He's
too racist for him.
He's always kind of curated his following. Like he didn't follow me back for a long time, but then followed me when I was doing Young Guns with Figs, and then unfollowed me again when I'm on every platform when he was going on like a pro-Israel rant, and like a lot of people are like mad at him, and all I said was, "Thanks for weighing in, Lev." And he unfollowed me on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm so out. I'm outside of everything now. Like I've escaped. I've escaped the Matrix. I'm like Andrew Tate. And,
I played poker with Lev in Vegas 2022. Super down to earth, super cool. He introduced me to Danny Polachuk, super cool.
Nice.
And then the next, like, he started blowing up like a year and a half from there. And like I said, unfollowed me, stopped talking to me. Was like, can't done with this.
Because when I was trying to, when I really wanted to be a part of everything, and I was like trying to be a careerist, it felt like what it feels like when you. I don't know if you guys like experience the like anxiety of watching The Sopranos. Like,
I haven't seen it yet.
Never watched it.
Oh, really?
There's two of us. Another one exists. Same.
Yep.
What about Goodfellas? Have you seen Goodfellas?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's
All right. Wait, Dalton, can you ask me if I've seen The Godfather?
Have you seen The Godfather?
Yes, but I'm not a fan. It insists upon itself.
Oh, boy.
No, I just remember that like this like constant anxiety that like reminds me of like when I'm watching The Sopranos or Goodfellas, where it's like, man, I hope that I'm cool with everybody. Like, I hope I'm not doing something that's gonna like get me whacked.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, where it's just like, I hope I'm just like on the level. I'm on my P's and Q's. I'm like doing all the right things that nobody tries to like kill my career and like not. You don't actually get whacked in comedy. Nobody's actually going to physically kill you, but there was just this fear that like the doors would all start closing. If you want.
Yeah, you don't know how many doors that weren't open that would have been.
Yeah, it was just like
you'll never know.
Constant anxiety, and then like I did finally go insane, and that all just ended anyway. And then I realized like, oh, I guess everything's like, well, I mean, not everything's fine, but I can like do whatever I want on my own anyway. Like I never really needed. I guess you know what I mean. Like Lewis and like there were a lot of people that did help me and like put me in the spotlight enough that I like am. I don't know if I was saying indebted to them, but I'm very.
A lot
grateful.
of people are here because of Gas Digital.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for those opportunities and like people helping me and promote like pushing me forward. Where it didn't really benefit them at all, really. They were just like trying to help somebody they liked, which is me. And so, I hope like as my life continues and I pull myself out of the circumstances I found myself in, that one day I can buy Gas Digital.
Yeah. And shut it down.
Shutter the doors.
I mean, now is the time to buy a podcast network.
Yeah. I should buy the Nerdist network also.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Tower Gang is banned from being on Gas Digital shows anyway, so
really
pretty much.
I thought that was a bit, but then I found out that it actually might be true.
No, I think it's probably true.
Toad, what's you guys' deal? Like y'all
because of Mark Random.
Y'all are
oh yeah, and that Real Ass Podcast app. I remember that.
Yeah.
Y'all are too based and red pilled and edgy for like what you have to even YouTube, even
basically,
Rumble.
Yeah.
They're on Rumble.
You're on Rumble?
We're on Rumble, yeah.
They delete the YouTube videos after they're up.
We live stream to YouTube. We're doing a new thing now where Top is making YouTube friendly versions of the episodes. Those are going up on YouTube. I haven't looked at them. I don't know how unfunny they are. I have no idea. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, we live stream to YouTube still. We keep everything up on Rumble. All the old episodes, I think, are still on Odyssey. And then we do have a Spotify. We have like multiple Spotify. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know.
Feeds?
RSS feeds?
Feeds, yeah.
Oh,
I
like feeds. I like feeding.
I heard.
Yeah. I like breastfeeding. Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys haven't checked out Tower Gang, it's a fun show. They got good chemistry over there. I watched it. I don't watch as much anymore just because it's of time constraints because they put on long episodes like the Crowder Boys and everything. But I watched it religiously for probably about 2 years until they, right when they started, like, you guys had a little break in there where David Corbo was coming in sometimes and people were missing or whatever. And I kind of fell off there, but it's a show. You
don't like the Raven?
Hey guys, it's a show. No,
it was because we found out that he has the finest cock in the universe.
Yeah,
so
he won Cocktober.
We have to have this guy on. Yeah, he won Cocktober, which is a contest that we run during October where we have our fans send me their dicks and then I rate them.
Oh yeah. Oh, Robbie's here now. That you just reminded me that we got to catch Robbie up this week. Robbie.
Speaking of dicks,
Robbie, you and I are now 1 degree away from Natalie Mars.
How so?
Hey guys, Eskimo brothers,
friend of the show. I don't know if you've interacted with her, but she's been on Corn Fed, so she's in our sphere. Jamie Castles, trans porn lady.
Okay.
She posts on Instagram. She's hanging out with Natalie Mars right now.
Wow.
Yeah, she's like in LA and they're doing stuff.
Natalie Mars is not going to win Cocktober.
No,
she's not going to win the prettiest cock contest, but she won mine and Robbie's heart.
Lady up here.
She's won my heart for sure.
Yeah. So yeah,
that is the
Dalton
first thing is a meme of her naked.
And he sent me a picture. He sent me a picture of Natalie Mars not naked, just like a selfie. And I was like, "Damn, nice, Dalton."
Yeah, because Robbie's type, like the women Robbie goes for, just are that. Like they have like that same body type.
They have penises.
No, you guys are too harsh on Robbie. I will see a beautiful like Mediterranean or like Middle Eastern woman on my timeline. Yeah. And before I even click on it, I'm like, thank you, Robbie. And I will click on her profile. And I know that Robbie's either following her or he messaged on that photo. And they're not all like boys. They're just not chubby. They're just healthy women.
Robbie has sent me somewhere. I'm like, yo, dude, this is a boy.
I would say mostly I like big titties, but I can appreciate a boy body.
Here's the thing: when you get like a Dasha, we're going back to horny talk, but when you get like a Dasha in clothes,
it's the chick that Perry is obsessed with.
Yeah, you're like, okay, this Russian chick looks like a boy. Once you strip them down nude, they don't look like a boy anymore.
Well, no, they have a vagina.
Clothing are making them look boyish, but they have curves. They're just smaller curves.
Yeah.
So like a Natasha is going to be fun and Dasha is going to be a fun and ladylike. If you can get it to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, if you have the riz of Adam Friedland and you can pull a Dasha.
Yeah.
Does she have nudes out there? Who is she? I don't even know who she is.
She does a nude movie where she cheated on Adam with an Indian.
I gotta be honest with you. Her and Anna, they do that podcast Red Scare. It's been so incoherent over the years. I don't know what their deal is. Like I truly am like, so because for a while there I was like, so they're like socialist leftists, and then they start hanging out with like Alex Jones and Steve Bannon and all them, and now I'm like, so wait, are they like right wing now?
I think they're like a Jimmy Dore thing.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't pay attention to anything. I just go on Twitter and I think it's funny that like Perry and all them do the 4-day weekend thing or whatever and post photos of them, pretend like they're super hot.
Yeah.
To me, it's a bit. It's like a bit within a bit within a bit that they're like. It's their whole following is gay. I think that's why Perry started following them, because he pretends like he's a closeted gay guy who's alpha. That's
right.
Whatever he's doing, it's funny.
I really cannot tell what Red Scare's audience is.
I don't get it. Yeah,
I've never listened to it. It's just funny. The Comtown thing was
unlistenable, dude. It's
Comtown talking about how Dasha sliding into Adam's DMs is what got Trump elected was pretty funny premise for a joke.
Dude, every one of her nudes is one titty. What the hell is that?
Ooh,
there's a video on Mr. Skin of her having sex with like an Indian dude.
I'll subscribe to Mr. Skin, damn it.
And that was that was when I think she was cheating on Adam,
Yeah. Sometimes I like the
Interesting.
playfulness of just one.
doing her
Yeah.
independent film where she had to get naked in a room full of dudes.
Just one
Obviously,
titty.
I'll have to find
That
this
is
later.
a
Yeah.
borderline porn scene.
yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
she was
just-
on the
and
third.
then-
She's in the third season of Succession.
Imagine your wacky
All right.
girlfriend is just like, she's like, "Oh, I got an independent film."
Oh,
And
by
you're
the
like,
way,
"Oh, great!" And then you hear about it and you watch and you're like, "Yeah, I fucking kill
She's
myself."
Wait, does she have a tattoo of a heart around her nipple? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
no, you're thinking of Lee Raven, the bald porn star.
I don't think it's a tattoo. She just
She draws a heart around her nipple.
I think she did only once or something. I don't know.
Me and Robbie.
No, I thought it was a tattoo because I saw it in multiple pictures just now.
Oh, maybe it's a tattaoo.
She
That's
does
crazy.
know how to film and photo herself to look attractive.
He is the
Because
tattoo king.
if you like zoom out or like focus in on her face or whatever, she literally does look like a Chernobyl victim. Like she's not a very attractive woman, but
Yeah.
she knows how to
I
present
disagree.
attractive.
When I met her at Funny Moms, I didn't really know who she was, and I was like, "Damn, who's that hot girl?" And then she flirted with me in front of Adam.
She's
Nice.
got an X factor to her. I'm not going to take that away from her,
Nice.
but I
Yeah.
don't think she's symmetrical in I don't know. I
She's
mean,
got
I've
an
never met her in
extra
person. so-
Chromosome factor.
Me and Robbie do have a lot of similarities in who we find attractive, so
Hmm.
I'll take his word
Yeah,
that she's
Dave, I wanted to.
attractive.
I partially came in to us. You were like, you sent me that girl who is hot, and I did follow her. But you were like, oh, I want to send this redhead to you before I blocked her on everything. I was like, what?
The
I have
honey
to
chick.
block them because she'll come up in my feed and then
Yeah.
I'll get horny and my whole day will be ruined. So I have to block.
I gotta look at that chick's
If
feed
it's just
after
the
this,
normal
guy.
hot chick that doesn't have a family or an OnlyFans, then I don't block them. But if they're a porn person, I block them because I will just get distracted. Like I feel like they're just trying to Jezebel me to distract me into porn.
Right. They can have an
Um,
OnlyFans, so they got to be like normal. You
I
can be a
can't.
non-porn.
Like
Have an
Quint, like I have no
That makes-
problem with Quinfinite, but I have to block her because if she came up in my feed, she would ruin 30 minutes of my day.
Why don't you just mute her? Just mute them.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean,
not
I
mad
just
at
I
them.
like looking at titties and butt cheeks and vaginas and jacking off. So, I don't.
Who doesn't?
any of them. Yeah.
How do you do that with a job and like work and stuff?
Well, I work 8 hours.
It doesn't
You
take
jack
that.
off
It
at
does
work?
not take that long to beat off, man.
It
Yeah, what are you
takes
talking about?
me. Yeah, it's like a few minutes to beat off.
I mean, you
really.
got to light the candles.
Right.
You have to oil yourself up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You
You need
have
to
to
pour the
you're being off like
wine.
a
You
lady.
got to run the bath.
You have to
You have
lock
to
the
put the butt
gates.
plug in. You have to lock the gates. Put the butt
You got to
plug
put the
in.
music on.
Yeah.
No, I usually just
You have to charge the auto.
It's like
blow.
doesn't that happen in 40-Year-Old Virgin when he's gonna masturbate? Doesn't he do
yeah,
that?
he's trying. Yeah, he puts candles and turns all of his action figures away from him. No, I just
Like, dude, this dude is not a real 40-Year-Old Virgin because a real 40-Year-Old Virgin would masturbate all the time.
Yeah,
That is
he did
true.
wake up with that 40-year-old virgin morning wood though.
That was hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that at the time that was like super edgy. That was like, did you see the scene? Did you see it?
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like now everybody's like naked and doing full frontal or whatever. It's not even
yeah,
that
there's a
deal.
lot of penises now.
TikTok is just super sexual.
Yeah, like gemstones. Like each season, they've had like a lot of penises.
in Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, there's a lot of dangling dongs.
Great show. I don't remember any of the penises. Maybe I'm traumatized and I blocked it
Oh
out.
yeah, the third season.
I watched it. I don't remember the penises.
The third
What-
season had a really funny.
It had to have been because of what's his face, the youngest son there,
For some
Kelvin.
reason,
Adam Devine's character. He was running that
thought
like
you
gay
guys were
cult
talking
or
about
whatever, right?
uncut gems for some reason.
No, right.
No,
No, there's a
Righteous
really funny.
Gems.
uncut gems.
In the third season, they have like the funniest one where I think it's the
Ugh.
BJ's character, the BJ character, the guy who's married to the daughter.
Yeah,
the sort of beta soy guy that she brings
Beta
into the
soy.
family.
right.
She has been unfaithful to him with some other
Right. Yeah, I
guy.
definitely saw this season. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he goes to that guy's house to confront him and like breaks into his house,
Yeah.
and the guy's like jacking off when this happens.
Oh yeah, I
So
do
he's
remember
naked
that.
in bed,
Yeah.
and then the guy like beats his ass while like,
While
while
he's
his dick
naked.
is
Yeah,
out.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. There, that's the nudity. Yeah,
Yeah, and that was
Is this
that was
on
probably-
Netflix?
It's on Max. It's
Okay.
streaming on
yeah.
That makes
HBO
sense.
Max. I
I'll
think.
tell
Yeah.
you what, man. The fourth
Really good
season-
show though. It's hilarious.
The fourth season just premiered.
Shit,
was-
did it?
It's dude. I'm not gonna spoil nothing.
I gotta watch it.
It was a very surprising episode. I was just like,
It's
this
like
is-
we're only one episode in so far. I gotta watch
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It was
And-
last night or last week, I guess.
yeah,
Sunday.
Yeah.
It usually premieres
I
on
don't.
Sunday.
Yeah, I don't even want to like tell you what.
Or maybe it's like because it's Sunday now, maybe it's like tomorrow's episode, whatever it is. I gotta watch it.
Yeah, I don't want to like say anything about it for people who haven't seen it because it was like such a pleasant surprise what this episode is. Like
okay.
how like conceptually just cool it is for like for the show that I was like,
All right, I gotta
oh,
check
you
it
know.
out. I mean, yeah, great show. If people don't know what it is, if they like Vice Principals or Eastbound and Down,
Yeah,
it's like the same.
It's one of Danny McBride's many wonderful projects.
I think
He-
it involves
he
some of the
is-
same like creators, directors. Like it's Jody Hill, is that his name? It's
Yeah.
usually his involvement. Yeah.
Yeah, and Danny McBride's getting into this like Ben Stiller territory where he's becoming like an auteur because he directed the premiere for this season, and it's like really visually captivating. It's shot really well, and there's like a lot of like choices he makes
Right.
directorially that I thought were really cool.
Well, I definitely gotta watch it just because I like the show, so I gotta continue watching it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool show, and he's a cool guy. And
Yeah.
you know, and there's the not well, actually, no, there is no chance. But I think his dad and my dad worked at the same prison. For
Really,
I don't think they.
Danny
they probably-
McBride and your father went to the same prison?
I don't think they ever worked together.
Danny McBride's
Oh.
father.
Yeah, but I saw
guess.
I saw the Danny McBride interview on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and his dad had the same job as my dad, where he was a corrections officer for the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and so that job usually means like you move around a little bit as a kid, like they transfer you from prison to prison, and so yeah, he said at one point his dad was working at the prison in Virginia. Which is the federal prison there, which is where my dad worked there for a little while. So they, my dad and Danny McBride's dad, we have similar upbringings. Now I'm not as talented, nor have I achieved the success or anything like McBride, but I guess, it's like a nice comfort to be like, oh, this guy had like a similar childhood where his dad had the worst job on the planet. And now he's just like a nice guy who makes good TV shows and has a family.
Yeah, and good movies as well. He's in
Yeah.
Pineapple Express, Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
What is it? The Foot Fist Way is the one.
That was
he
the
did with
first one.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
Jody
the
Hill way back. Yeah, good
yeah,
movie.
that was like the totally independent. Like I think he said they made that movie for like, maybe like $30,000-$40,000.
You hear
Yeah.
about the movie
something like that.
Friendship? By the way, I brought it up earlier.
Yeah, I've seen.
I
Yeah,
heard-
the trailer was like, Dave. I don't know how online you are. The internet is obsessed with Tim Robinson. So
Okay.
Who?
Well, two
Um,
people, both Joe List and Shane Gillis. So maybe they heard it from somebody else.
I
or
like
whatever.
Joe List and Shane Gillis. Yeah.
They both said they saw early viewing of it, that it was really good. They're going to go see it when it comes out again. But they both compared it to Tropic Thunder.
No way.
Okay.
Which one?
Friendships, I think.
the
it's
movie
called.
with Tim Robinson and
I got
Paul
the-
Rudd.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
the
cool.
I
Paul
put the
Rudd, all
link
right,
to the
I'm-
trailer in the.
Yeah, the internet is
Something a while
obsessed
ago,
with Tim
but-
Robinson because he has a sketch show on Netflix that everybody loves called "I Think You Should Leave."
Yeah.
and he was this like unsung, like underutilized cast member on SNL for like a year or two, and he just didn't
Okay.
really fit with the show. Like they didn't. I don't think he ever really got much onto air.
Yeah.
But he's all he's like a really funny guy. So
Yeah, I don't
he-
remember him at all. But if it's a funny movie, then hell yeah.
Well, you probably know the you've seen the John Tesh sketch, the Round Ball Rock, the
Maybe.
where it's John Tesh going into the NBC studios to show them the basketball on NBC song he came up with, the ba 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 ba
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so the joke you've seen that. So the joke is that he has his brother with him, and the brother is played by Tim Robinson, and he's
Oh, that's who he is.
There's lyrics to the song, so he's like basketball. Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
Good one.
But yeah, if they make anything as good as Tropic Thunder again, I'll be pleasantly surprised. I will say.
Yeah, I guess
Especially if anybody's in blackface in
Did
it.
you find the trailer?
Yeah, we can watch the trailer. It's the
It's got
trailer.
4.7 million views.
Dude,
It's a month
Robert
old.
Downey Jr. was nominated for an Oscar for Tropic Thunder, a movie that he was in blackface in, and he was Oscar nominated for that.
Yeah,
Times have changed, man.
yeah. Well,
And he said retard in the movie too.
This has got to be a joke. There's this got to be fake. A Fight Club 2 trailer
that's fake. There is
Probably
a Fight
fake.
Club. There is a Fight Club too, but it's not. a
and
movie.
Groundhog 2 for Jalen. These
Chuck
must all be
Palahniuk. Chuck Palahniuk did a.
AI.
Chuck
Did he write a
Palahniuk-
second Fight Club book?
He wrote a. It was a comic book. Fight Club
Oh, okay.
2.
the Simpsons movie trailer with Adam Sandler. These all have
Oh,
to be
boy.
AI.
Most likely, yeah.
I tried to read a Chuck Palahniuk book years ago. That one, the short story collection, Haunted, and that was like similar to Dave jacking off to Literotica, where
Okay.
it was such a grotesque writing, like descriptions of things that I was like getting sweaty reading it. Like I was
One of my friends from high
shaking.
school is like a big fan of his. She's got like all of his books. Goes to see all of his movie adaptations. Like he wrote Choke, right?
Yeah.
Like I happened to run into her at Choke at one point too. Cool
Oh.
chick. She was a stripper in college. She's got big titties.
I like titties.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you send me? Can you send us pictures?
Maybe
But I saw this trailer. This is cool, and it's cool that Paul
I
Rudd
haven't-
is like.
she has some sort of online
I
presence.
do have
probably.
to leave to beat off, but thank you guys.
Thank you for joining
Yeah.
us,
Alright.
Robbie.
Yeah, see you
Yes.
soon.
Everybody, please subscribe to the Crowder Boys with me, Robbie, and Crackamico.
Yes.
Yeah,
And after you watch the Crowder Boys live on Wednesday, you can wake up in the morning on Thursday, and while you eat breakfast, you can watch the Tower Gang on Rumble.
Yes, Tower Gang. By the way, Lainey reached out to me probably over a year ago to try and
yeah?
book me for the show, and then I never heard back from her or him. What's their deal?
Wait,
They don't
Laney?
care.
What?
Laney.
Laney-
Laney doesn't,
Yeah.
Laney doesn't do our booking. What? Laney is our.
I don't know.
Laney is a tranny who does all of our. He does
The
like
edits.
he
Yeah.
does the edits. He takes every episode that we do and takes clips of it, puts like music to it, puts on a whole like production.
This
really,
was a
really
while
good
ago
shit.
because I had talked to Tyler and Laney after that.
The booking would be done basically through really through any of us, but not through Laney really.
Oh,
But through,
yeah,
like,
because Laney reached
we
out.
don't really have booking. We just like we're like, hey, we're gonna have this guest on, and then we like kind of do it. But
Well, I reached out to Tyler and Laney after the fact, and they were like, yeah, we'll get on that. And then they never got back to me.
Laney sent me a DM that said, "Hey, I'm trans. Do you want to do Tower Gang?" And I was like,
Oh, maybe
yeah,
it was a
sure."
sexual. Maybe it was a sexual feat that
was it Tower Gang or Eiffel
Laney wanted to
Tower?
do.
Maybe
Yeah.
it might have been Eiffel Tower. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Did he ask you to be Lucky
Laney's
Pierre?
a cute lady boy.
Laney is not bad looking. Is I believe half Asian.
So what's it his or her deal? Is it female to male or male to female?
Male
What's
to
cool-
female,
The coolest
and
part about Laney is they don't give a fuck.
I don't think we know, but I think it's male to female to male.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
We don't really know.
That's very
Laney's
cyberpunk. It's
One of
very
the cool
futuristic.
ones that doesn't care if you call him or her, him, or whatever. Just
I don't think any of us know for sure. Yeah.
I used to
Um,
talk. Maybe I got too far down in their things, or maybe I got too wild with the Jews. But Laney and I used to talk quite a bit.
Oh, yeah?
And I haven't talked to him in a while, her in a while.
Mm.
Yeah, I saw this trailer and it's cool because you could tell because Paul Rudd is a damn superhero, you know. So you could tell he's doing this.
He's Ant-Man.
Yeah, he likes the project. He's probably not making any. I mean, he's probably making more money than I've ever made in my life on this, but for him, not a lot of money, you know.
He's in some good movies as well.
Paul Rudd's amazing. Halloween 5, The Curse of Michael Myers.
I don't remember him being in that. I've seen all
I
the
think-
Halloweens.
I think he's because like a lot of actors get their start in horror movies. Like
Oh, he was a kid in it. Yeah.
he's very very young. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is before
I think I
Friends.
didn't realize it was him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So by the way, Clinton Russell's
Like
on
Kevin
Tower Gang,
Bacon is
right?
in Friday the 13th, man. What?
I know. I was talking to Dalton. Clinton Russell's on Tower Gang.
He's
Yeah.
one of the members of the show.
Yeah, I was laughing
Yeah.
because Toad's coming on this week, and you were going at it hard on Twitter. I don't know if you're going at it hard, but I saw
You're going at it
people
with Clint?
with
What did
Clint on
I quote
Twitter.
tweeted something he posted?
The latest
No.
thing is, dude, we
Clint
seriously trolled
basically-
Misfit Patriot. That guy's a huge faggot. We trolled him during our latest episode. I think we broke him completely.
No, basically, Clint
It's been an
just said,
insane week.
I have a hypothesis, blah blah blah, and Dalton said, "You don't have a hypothesis. It's actually just a thought."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
He said he had a
And-
working hypothesis because it was that thing that went viral that he said a very old man thing about music, about guitar music. So
So-
he phrased it as a working hypothesis, and I was like, no, a hypothesis is the first step of the scientific method. So this isn't, you're not performing any testing or experiments to prove or disprove this. This is just a thought you had.
Well, Clint loves getting his balls busted by people he knows, and he will almost instant block you if you bust his balls and he doesn't know you.
If he doesn't know you, but also
Yeah.
if you call him like a pussy or something, he'll block you.
So I thought it was just funny because we were like, "Oh, I have a tone on this week," and so I go on Twitter to start like seeing what else going on. I see Dalton roasting freaking Clint.
No,
We're all our own men, man. It's
No,
fine.
I know it doesn't matter. It was just funny because it was.
I've
Although
learned
the
my
gang-
lesson. I typically stay away.
The gang is gonna back each other though. We're gonna have
I've
each other's
trolled
back. Yeah.
everybody on the show, and in the end of it, it's like me and Toad went full circle. Clint knows who I am, but doesn't fucking care. Top knows who I am, and we're cool. David Corbo hates me. Cole's kind of cool, and Jose's kind of cool. They always
So
respond
you
and
stopped
stuff.
watching the show just because we had Raven on a couple of times.
No,
David.
no.
Oh.
No, this is after the
What's
fact.
your beef with David? What?
I don't have any beef. He just
Oh.
doesn't like me, which is
All
fine.
right.
People don't. I don't like people. I have no beef with him. I stopped watching the show just because I ran out of time. Like
All right.
I just had I watched Story Wars and LOS, and then I pretty much watched half of Crowder Boys, and that's it now. Which
I've
is
been
all most of the show.
Damn.
the new the new Coheed and Cambry album just came out, so I've been.
Oh shit! I missed. Yeah, that came out Friday. Yeah, fuck. I love them.
That's been a lot of my free time.
Is it a good album? I gotta listen to it.
Yeah, it's the next chapter in the Amory Wars.
All right, yeah. So they're not doing that. Yeah, like gay, like where they went off track and did like, oh, this is Claudio's personal album.
Yeah, they did that one, and then
I didn't love that album. A couple of good songs on it, but
there's some good songs on there. But yeah, now we're back to the Amory Wars, which is as confusing.
that's all the rest of their albums.
Yeah, it's as
their
confusing and
sci-fi,
incoherent
honestly.
as it's always been. Like,
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I'm seeing them later this year. I see them like every year, basically. This one, I've
Nice.
seen them so many times. Yeah,
yeah, I like Coheed.
they're one of my favorite bands. Yeah, so when they come
Yeah.
around, I'll go see them.
Yeah, they're fun, and it's really fun that there's like all this whole story. So this long story that he's doing that like the music. I don't even know how it fits into any of the Star Wars stuff. Like the space intergalactic.
I know
space
nothing
war.
about.
Well,
this.
it's like
So this is
progressive
a-
rock, so it kind of fits. But
So wait,
It
this
kinda
is a
fits, but, like, if you-
installation band with multiple.
No, so Coheed and Cambria is like I guess you could say like prog rock, maybe, but it's more.
yeah,
It's like rock music, I guess.
I think they're progressive rock, but like they kind of cut through like into the mainstream through like almost like an emo.
some
lane,
of it, yeah,
which is
some
kinda
of it's
weird.
like emo, and some of it's like just rock, like rock.
Even
and
though I'd
roll.
say it's not really emo because like all their songs are telling like a sci-fi odyssey. But yeah,
Yeah, there is that, but I mean, like if you listen to the albums without reading any of the other stuff,
you can just
wouldn't-
rock out to it. Yeah.
Yeah, you would not glean any of the intergalactic space fights and battles and wars happening.
Do they?
From
Do they
that-
make like?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
Do they make cool videos, sci-fi videos of the?
Yes, they
the
do
music?
have
yeah,
some of
they
that.
do.
I'm saying that like I'm somebody who is somewhat aware of the Amory Wars and knows a little bit of the lore.
Yeah.
If I listen to the albums now, I can hear like pieces of the story, right?
Yeah.
When I was first introduced to the band and I didn't know any of that, I didn't pick up on that at all. Like it was only when I became aware that it was like this longer story, that there's like other media you have to find.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of the lyrics are throwing like names of the characters in there. Like the band's name is the name of the two like main characters at the beginning of the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this actually sounds pretty cool. This kind of
yeah,
reminds
so
me of like
it's-
Guar, because I was into
They're putting
Guar
out
and-
graphic novels
and the
that
Guar
tell you
lore
like
for
the
a
whole
while.
story. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's and this has been like I think over 20 years at this point. They've been doing this.
Wait, they're not the
long
ones that do the
story.
cartoons with the barbarians and everything, are they? That like
No.
South Park did a spoof of?
No,
No.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. No,
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but
Coheed does. It's like this long-running sci-fi epic, like space opera story.
Yeah.
The Amory Wars, and
Yep.
Coheed and Cambria are two characters from the story. Coheed Kilgannon and Cambria Kilgannon. They're
Correct.
the parents of Claudio Kilgannon, who
right.
was like the initial like protagonist of the Amory Wars. And then I don't know, like a lot of stuff happens. It's a lot of like, you have to like really be into it. Like there's so much other media besides the songs that you have to like read to catch up on what the story is.
Oh, yeah, like they have a whole series of graphic novels. That
Yeah,
tell you
I like the
story.
music. I like the music.
I like
on
the
its
music
own.
as well.
Yeah, and I don't really need to know all the Amory War shit, but sometimes
Yeah.
it's fun to like read some of it. Like they're probably like their biggest album was that that year that they had that big hit, Welcome Home. So
That's Good
Good
Apollo.
on Burning Star 4.
Yeah,
Fears Through the Eyes of Madness.
it's 4 because it's the 4th like chapter
Part
of the
one,
tale.
Not
and-
ringing any bells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Welcome Home was a huge song off of that album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Welcome Home was like their big hit. And that album is actually like where it gets into this like meta territory where it's like a departure from the actual Amory Wars itself, where it's like about the guy who's writing the book that is the Amory Wars.
It's about the writer. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And so like the main antagonist of this story is like a demonic bicycle.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's pretty cool. Like that's that album and the In Keeping Secrets 3. I think those are the two best albums.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can
I've
have
never
it,
seen this,
have it
but
one
if
way
you-
or the other, but
If you go on their website, it's like there's a button that says "Enter the experience." Welcome aboard. Take a look around the ship,
Yeah.
but be careful.
well, and also Claudio Sanchez, their frontman, has absurd hair, so there is
Yeah,
that
he's
too.
got big hair.
Oh,
and
The website's actually pretty cool. It's an interactive spaceship.
I like how we're talking about Coheed and Cambria for like forever now.
I love
They're-
Coheed.
They're one of my favorite bands. So yeah,
I
I forgot I was waiting for that album to come out because they put out a few singles. I liked one of them and I didn't like the other.
If-
I'm like, all right,
their
like,
website's actually cool. It's a
let's get this
3D
album.
It's a 3D website of the ship, and if you like click your
Yeah.
mouse, you can walk around it like a.
Yeah, and I think you can kind of tell
like
that it
a
is
ho-
like a
like a
space
home.
odyssey through some of
and you
these.
can
Like,
click on the different things, and instead of like YouTube, you click on something and it brings you there. The
Yeah.
tour dates are like on the wall.
yeah,
there's
like some of the
buttons
songs
pushed.
have like like dueling guitar solos and shit. And then I mean, In Keeping Secrets, the song is like pretty clearly like a sci-fi song. Where they're
Secrets,
yelling, man your battle stations and
Keeping
whatever. Yeah.
Secrets is definitely more overt about the space.
The website's super cool.
spaceships and the space war and all that.
Yeah.
But then something like Favorite House Atlantic is like a pop song.
Yeah, that was like when they broke through the mainstream, and it's like, what is this? This is like an emo band, and I'm like, no, like that. Like most of their songs are progressive rock, but their singles that they released are all kind of like poppy,
So you guys,
Yeah.
except for Welcome Home, which is definitely like a progressive rock song.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
guys are hipsters when it comes to these guys.
No, I'm not. No.
I try not to
Sounds
be.
like
I just like
you
the
guys don't
band.
realize you are, but from the outside.
No, I did not. I did not get into Coheed until
All right.
Welcome Home was my introduction to them. So when they
I was introduced to them when they first came out, first album. I saw them on one of the Warp tours, and like one of my friends from high school who was like a pop punk and emo guy, like knew who they were, and he's like, "We got to see Coheed and Cambria." They're like on one of the side stages. I was like, "All right," like I have no idea who they are. I'm like, "Holy shit, this is like not pop punk or emo. Like, I don't know what this is, but it's like heavy shit.
Yeah.
And then we saw them again, me with the same dude, and then like a couple other friends, whatever. We saw them at a skate fest 2003, I think, which was at the Worcester Palladium. So it was close to where I went to school back in the day. And that was one of their best shows that I've seen. And that was still back when they only had like 1 or 2 albums out, and they came out and they were fucking heavy, man. And there were like all these stupid like 12-year-old chicks up front there waiting for Simple Plan to come out, because it was like a pop punk like
All
lineup.
ages show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was probably all ages. It must have been, right? And then Coheed comes out and like, the mosh pit started and they all get just crushed. I'm like, hell yeah.
Coheed really hit in that same era of like Taking Back Sunday and
on their upcoming tour, they're touring with Taking Back Sunday. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing them together. Yeah.
Yeah, but their music was always like kind of a departure from like the popular emo stuff at that time, because
I don't even think it's emo at all. Yeah.
It's not really emo necessarily.
I gotta hear something. I've never heard them in my life. Play Welcome Home.
You've never heard Welcome Home?
I don't think
you
so.
might have.
It was on Rock Band. It was on the video game Rock Band.
It's got some killer like guitar riffs in it and crazy guitar solos. Claudio breaks out the double neck guitar when they play it live.
Yeah,
but I just
and there's
drums,
this like
and I
there's
kept
this
doing the
really
Beastie Boys
like
over and over again.
There's this really kind of like jarring dissonance between like the hulking figure that is Claudio and his singing voice. So you'll this will be a nice surprise.
Well, he was kind of fat for a while, and then he lost weight, but he's got that crazy, he's
got the big hair, and he looks like
he's got the Latino like afro.
Yeah,
thing
he looks like he's
Maybe
kind of
when
a
I
big
see it,
dude.
it'll jog something loose.
You're watching a live version of Welcome Home.
This sounds.
We got $10 super chat here. In him, we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of our sins in accordance with the riches of God's grace. For He's made us alive with Christ, even when we were dead in our sins. That's from Peter. Thank you for keeping us on track, Dan Mullen. Yeah, Dave, I can't believe you never heard this song. This was like a big hit when I was in high school.
Let's bring it up. Let's listen to it.
Yeah,
live version or the
I listened to a lot of hip hop and a lot of like underground punk. So
yeah, we
I
should
might
probably
have
listen to the studio version so he gets the acoustic guitar. I think live he has to use an electric guitar for the whole
That
thing.
is true. Yeah, he uses electric. On some songs he does both. Like they'll bring out an acoustic guitar on a stand and he'll like have that while he's also like holding an electric guitar. I don't think he does it for that song though. But I've seen him do it for some of the other songs.
But you know what? The music video is probably going to be the edited, like no cuss words. But you know what? It's fine. It's also not going to.
I don't even remember the lyrics having swears, but whatever. Who even cares?
Yeah, Claudio will like throw in some cusses, but you don't really. They don't have like the weight of usual cuss words because his singing voice is so
high.
Yeah, so you don't even realize like he's saying cusses.
Well, I'm like a progressive rock fan, but like Coheed was like kind of my branch into progressive rock, where it's like I was like pop punk emo, and I'm like, this is really, really good. And then I kind of got more into progressive rock through Coheed, through like that lane. So that's why I started listening to Rush way more, and I'm like, holy shit, Rush is awesome.
Yeah, I got into Rush before like anything. Like
I've heard of Rush.
When I was a teenager, VH1 did this documentary that was it Beyond the Lighted Stage? Was the documentary?
Yeah, that's some of the lyrics from Limelight, I guess, right?
Yeah. So I saw that documentary, and that got me into Rush, and so I just like started like, because I obviously I knew all the Rush hits. But that was where I was like discovered like 2112 and all that. And
2112, probably my favorite album of all time.
Yeah, 2112 is awesome. Yeah, and so
that's like a sci-fi saga as well.
Yeah, the first track, then the rest of the album is like.
Well, yeah, the rest of the album, yeah. I just meant 2112 the track, yeah, but there's a side 2 of the album.
There's a side 2 where they hit the
Passage to Bangkok and that shit.
Welcome Home.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
play it. Great song.
This is Lewis constantly talks about how he went to high school with this guy.
Oh, was he in Salty
Dan Mullen is an
Blackflower?
absolute faggot for that comment.
This guy was in Salty Blackflower, huh?
No, I don't.
All right, so this is the
This.
No, if I did, it was like on in the background of a club I was at, and I was not paying attention.
Yeah, I think that song is about like a writer killing his wife or something.
it might be.
I
I'm
know.
not
I
totally sure.
know that Good Apollo. I'm Burning Star 4 from Furious to the Eyes of Madness Part 1 is about the writer of the Amory Wars having like a psychotic episode or something where he's like goes into the story and starts interacting with all the characters, and then like something happens where it ends up like he ends up like killing his wife, and so I think that song is about her like coming home, welcome home.
Even
like,
after you preparing me, I was not ready for the octave that he came out of.
It is so surprising. It's really jarring.
It was
you
at
don't
least
expect
too
that
higher.
voice.
Even when you were like, it's high. So I was like, okay, it was at least too higher than I was ready for.
Yeah, and then the Good Apollo is actually 2 albums, right? They split it into
Yes.
part 1 and part 2. Yeah,
There is a part 2, which I think
not as good as part 1, but decent
I don't-
album.
I don't think part 2, if you go to find it now, it doesn't really say
Part 2 was the album. I went to the Never. I finally went to a Never Ender show where they play an entire album through. It was that album. It was
Isn't it
part 2.
No World
I
for
thought
Tomorrow?
I had
No
a lot
World
of
for
content.
Tomorrow. Yeah,
You guys
Yeah.
listen to a lot.
decent
of
show
content.
though. Like I forgot there are like a bunch of actual like good songs on that album. So it's like, oh yeah, like Mother Superior. Like I forgot that was on that album. Solid song.
Yeah, and then what's the other one? Feathers.
Feathers is one of their like poppy,
Yeah.
singles. But I mean, good song. I have a ukulele cover of it that's out there somewhere.
Oh yeah,
I have a bunch of them, dude. I've done. I've
does
done
a
Wake
lot
Up.
of covers on his ukulele.
I've
Have you
done
ever seen
Wake
those,
Up,
Dalton?
Feathers, Favor House Atlantic. I've done. What else have I done? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I've done Welcome Home.
there was a really funny clip. Another clip I found where there's a guy I started comedy with, kind of like we were both doing open mics together in Dallas, and then like when I went off and did like my own thing, I just like he wasn't somebody I was ever like close to or kept touch with, but we were friends, and he's an Indian fellow by the name of Shiva, and he's got big hair, So it's like some clip because I watched
Does he
like
have
all
big
this
like Elvis hair.
No. He's just got like
Oh.
big, like long Indian nappy hair.
Okay, I thought he might have like how they quaff it. I thought he might have a big Indian quaff.
Yeah. So like YouTube, because I like watch all these Coheed videos. YouTube was starting to recommend me like just all different Coheed stuff, and I saw a clip where it was I forget what the title of it. It caught my eye. That was like Shane Gillis sings Coheed at Kill Tony, and so I clicked on it, and it was like an arena fucking Kill Tony show.
Yeah.
That this guy I knew in Dallas, Shiva, had done a set, and Shane had made some joke that he looked like Claudio from Coheed and Cambria. And sang
in this clip. Yeah.
Do what?
I've seen this clip.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
who it is now. Yeah.
Yeah. And he sang a line from Favorite House Atlantic. So then I reached out to my buddy Shiva, and I was like, "Is this you, or am I like racist?" And it's just like another Indian guy.
Yeah.
But he's like, "No, yeah." He's like, "That's me." Then I tried to ask him.
There was 2 guys that lived in Austin and looked like him. That did.
He's a Dallas guy. We're both Dallas guys. But yeah, I tried to see if he'd come on the podcast, but he said he's like still living in his car or whatever. So I guess Kill Tony did not work out for him.
He would fit right in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you live in your car? You would be a step up from our normal guest. Please come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coheed's cool. The chat, a lot of people in the chat seem to hate that what we just watched.
They hate that. They hate me. I will say that your chat are a bunch of faggots for questioning anything that I do.
No, they're supportive.
Like they show up every week. It's similar to the racist live chat. The same people show up every week, and they just sit here and complain about what we.
They show up multiple times a week.
They should probably do something with their life.
Yeah.
Like,
no, keep doing this. You're doing well.
More super
all right.
No, they show up. They're very supportive, and like so, some will talk some smack to me. They'll get a little out of line, but most of them are very supportive. They may actually just not like you, Toad, specifically, but they like me.
They
But
make fun of me every week, I think.
Well, they
Look.
have no taste if that's the case.
yeah, guys, please don't be mean to Toad. Don't be mean to Dave. Don't be mean to any of us.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think
Cody's cool. The new
I don't
album's
really pay
good.
attention to him that much. I look if I see Brosif, then I look, or if I see Lily Abernathy, and Drew Huntley's all over my Twitter. So everybody else I ignore.
I saw something funny that made me laugh, which is, I guess, like, I don't know, this isn't like a laugh ride or anything, but the Deftones are on tour right now.
They are.
And
They're going to be here in a couple of weeks. I don't know if I'm going to go though.
the opener.
I don't have a ticket.
The opener with
Mars
them on tour
Volta.
is Mars Volta.
Yeah, I've seen them
yeah.
before.
Actually, you got me into Mars Volta. I went down a whole rabbit hole for like a month with them.
It's awesome.
And you're like,
They're
oh,
really,
I love
yeah,
them.
they're
the best.
good
I can't
live
wait-
again too.
I can't wait for the next album. And then you do the next
Isn't
album.
that
like,
crazy? Dude,
this sucks. I hate this album. This is nothing. This isn't what
Mars
I
Volta, yeah,
signed
their
up
most
for.
recent album, not good.
No, but
I've been scared to listen to it because I love D-Louse, Francis the Mute, Amputexture, Bellum and Goliath, Octahedron, Nocturnicate. That was like
It's all pretty good. That
that was
most
a
recent
complete-
album, yeah, is the
yeah.
worst.
That for years that was a complete catalog for me. That from 2001 to 2012, I was like, this is a great chapter in the
It changed my
music.
algorithm. It
the
was playing all
musical
the
journey.
Spanish rock for me for a while because of
And
them.
so when they got back together, I was excited, but then they put out that new album, and I've been
Yeah.
scared to listen to it because
It has like a couple of good songs on it, and when I saw them live, like they were touring for that album, they only played those two songs from it, the two singles, and they played all other shit. They probably played every song from D-Louse
that's
at
awesome.
that show, and they played
It's
Elvia.
crazy because for a while there, his Cedric's voice was like gone.
It was gone. It was not that bad when I saw them. Like
yeah,
probably
it seems like he's done something to
a year and a
like
half ago. Yes,
Yeah,
Cedric is his name.
Cedric Bixler Zavala.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, and he's the one who kind of like is trying to take down the Church of Scientology.
Oh, really?
All right.
Yeah, that whole Danny Masterson thing that happened, that court case, that had been brewing for years because
That
of
is
him,
crazy.
because of Cedric. Because I remember I saw him. He shows up on Leah Remini's show that she did about Scientology.
Mhm.
Him and his wife show up, and it's just like it was so startling because I'm watching the show, and then all of a sudden you see Cedric, and the little thing pops up that says Cedric Bixler at the drive-in Mars Volta.
Wait.
And
Oh yeah, that's right. They were at the drive-in as well. At the
Yes.
drive-in, split into Mars
I
Volta
saw
and
I saw
Sparta.
at the drive-in live when they got back together.
Ah.
I still have not been able to make it to a Mars Volta.
Never saw at the drive-in. I saw Sparta once.
I don't want
You
to
know what?
lose
That's
Mission
cool. I like
Impossible.
Sparta.
That's all I have to
They
say.
were an opener for Weezer when I saw them.
Yeah, I like Sparta. Like I have the drive-ins definitely of the two bands that split off from at the
Mars
drive-in,
Volta is better than Sparta.
Mars Volta's better than Sparta, but I like Sparta
Yeah,
for sure.
Mars Volta is like the progressive rock element, and then Sparta is like the emo element.
Yeah, Sparta was like kind of more of the same, and Mars Volta was like a big departure from. Like you can hear some at the drive-in in Mars Volta for sure,
Yeah,
but it's like such a wildly different kind of music they're doing.
and Mars Volta, that chick who they have as the drummer right now, I assume they still have her. Like when I saw them,
Philo, what the fuck is her
yeah,
name?
whatever her name is, she's so good, dude. I
She's
saw her
very-
live. I'm like, holy
She's
shit.
great, dude. I have not been to a show yet, but I saw the
And
she
Dalton's
did it-
really good at going to shows, by the way.
I'm good at going to shows, but I saw.
Yeah.
Have you seen those drum things they do? It's like whatever that fucking company is, Drumeo, I think.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah,
Where they bring in a drummer and have them listen. They say it's the first time they've heard the song, right?
right. And they
And then they
try to
create
come up
their
with the
own.
drum part. Yeah, she did it right.
She did it, and it was a Rush song that they played. I forget. I think it might have been Limelight that they gave her. And
Oh
so
yeah, I saw that. I don't remember which song it was, but I did see that.
She crushed it, dude. Like
Was
she
it
did,
Limelight? Let me see.
I think it was Limelight. Yeah, she did a
I'm
really
looking
good
right
job.
now.
And she just
Linda
like
something is her name.
she's some black lady. Her name is
Philo Songui.
Linda
Philo
Fascinating
Sangui.
Sangui.
It was Limelight. I see it right here. Yeah, it was
Yeah, yeah.
Limelight.
And she's like I think she's like a music school drummer because she wrote up her own. She like had a whiteboard and she like wrote her own drum sheet music. Like she came up with I don't know what sheet music is for drums. Honestly, I was in band and I would see the drum sheets and I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are looking at.
Yeah.
Because they don't have notes, or they do. I guess they have no. I don't know what I don't know what's going on with drums, but yeah, she's really good. But yeah, they've always had good drummers.
Yeah, didn't they have wasn't John Theodore the drummer?
John Theodore for D-Loused.
He's in Queens of the Stone Age now.
Yes, he was the drummer on D-Loused.
I'm seeing them upcoming as well. They had to they were supposed to play last year and Josh was like deathly ill or something, and now they're playing like this summer or something, so I'm going.
The new Queens of the Stone Age album's really good too.
The In Times New Roman.
Yeah, I
thought it was okay.
I thought it was I liked it. I like it better than Villains, I think.
It's better than Villains, yeah. I mean, you can't, that's the worst album, so you can't really get much worse than that.
Yeah, but you know what was cool about Villains was I think that was the first album they did with John Theodore, and I remember when it came out, I was listening to it, and I was like, I could hear, I was like, oh, I think this is John Theodore. Like I was,
yeah.
I thought
was it the first one with him? I don't know if it was.
I think so, maybe. I don't know. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, Cedric Bixler of the at the Driving Mars Volta. He joined the Church of Scientology for like a little while to try and quit smoking weed. And he met his now wife while he was in the church. And I guess like as he got to know her and she started telling him stories about being in the church, that he put it together that her and a number of women had been raped by Danny Masterson.
Right.
Within the Church of Scientology.
Counterpoint, did you see the last Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
Really good. And without Scientology, that wouldn't happen.
Sure.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you take the good with the bad, I suppose.
Got to break a couple of eggs to make a Mission Impossible where Tom Cruise jumps off a mountain.
You wouldn't have had King of Queens without it, man.
That's true. You wouldn't. Yeah, there's a lot of that's true. But apparently he like teamed up with his wife and all these women, and for years has been like, because the church is so like operates so much like the mafia, but way more powerful. That for a long time that him and his family were just like terrorized by the church. Like they bugged their house and like killed their dogs and shit.
It was crazy when Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis come out, and then like literally after they back him and they read a letter to the judge or whatever, like all this hardcore evidence comes.
Oh yeah, he got nailed. Yeah, they finally brought him down, and that all of that was kind of spearheaded.
But you also heard about the rumors about Ashton Kutcher and how Danny Masterson got his back on Maybe a Murder case.
Are you calling him Kushner?
Whatever his name is.
I know Kutcher probably killed that woman.
Yeah, so he went to kill that woman and he didn't call the police after he went to her house.
Well, he claims that he was supposed to like pick her up for a date and he found her dead. Yeah, okay.
Well, he was supposed to pick her up for a date, but she never called him. And then he said he just showed up unannounced to her house, even though they didn't make plans. Then he thought he saw red wine. And then instead of going to the cops, the first person he called was Danny.
Yeah. But but apparently, from what I hear, they got Danny Masterson convicted. And I hear that Cedric is working with all these ladies still. And I don't know, putting together a crack legal team that I think they're going to like go after the church itself. They're going to try and actually take like, I guess like David Miscavige to court.
They're basically a mafia that uses religion as a safety net.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, they have like way more power and influence than people realize, because it just seems like kind of a joke, I think, for the, overall public and media. It's just like, oh yeah, that weird thing Tom Cruise is into. But then you look into it.
It was actually South Park that got me to look into it, which was crazy.
Because so here's the thing: is like the church itself is very protective of that. Like they hide that from even the members, and you have to pay like hundreds of thousands of dollars and be in the church for years before they reveal that to you.
What, that you can rape?
No, no.
Oh.
The actual like Xenu and all that kind of shit.
Oh, yeah,
boy.
yeah.
That's like a thing that you have
Was
to.
it
You have to
was
get
it
to.
Dianetics or something? Was there a book by L. Ron
Well,
Hubbard?
Dianetics is like the introduction, and then
Okay.
like when you're in the church, they kind of like indoctrinate you and kind of brainwash you to be loyal to the church. And
When you
so
were
that
in New York City, did you ever take the test?
I took that test when I was like a teenager in a mall in Dallas.
I've never seen it, or I've never paid attention if it was around.
Yeah, they got me at a kiosk in a mall, and I just thought it'd be like a funny thing to do.
Did you
and
ever do it,
then-
Toad?
No,
They must not have it on the East Coast.
I don't
But-
know what this is. Yeah.
So basically, the Scientologist will pull you aside, and from what I imagine,
They
from
perform
people
an
tell me-
audit. They perform what's called an audit, where they have this like pseudo scientific like nonsense machine that's supposed to measure something, and
It's
they
like those electrical things at the carnival, right? Where you
Yeah.
hold the metal sticks.
they hand you these two like cylinders, like not like soup cans necessarily, but maybe like asparagus cans, like the same dimensions.
When you buy a can of asparagus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the same dimensions as like a skinny can, right? It's like
Toad buys tons of cans.
if you've ever
Oh,
had,
yeah.
like if you've ever bought
So
canned
many.
asparagus, that's what they give you.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Like
Yeah.
like a tomato paste size.
It's like a
Thickness.
longer
Yeah.
skinnier can than a soup can. It's not
Right.
it's not as chody as a soup can. And
Yeah.
they hand you these two metal cylinders that are like wired to whatever this like fucking
It's like a
machine-
Red Bull can.
Yeah, and yes, it's like a Red Bull can. I think more people would be able to visualize a Red Bull can than
Yeah.
a can of asparagus.
I didn't know you can get. After you said it, I kind of went through the aisles in my head, and I've seen, but you can just buy fresh asparagus from like $2. So I don't know why you would get a.
I don't know why you get it.
can.
My mom, it's something my mom
But
would
anyways,
buy.
yeah,
but
yeah.
she would always buy when I was a kid, and I'd be like, the fresh asparagus is much better. But yeah, and so they hand you these two cans that are like wired to this machine, and then they just ask you like a bunch of weird questions where like, do you ever feel angry? And like, how's your relationship with your family? And then you just like you go through this questionnaire, and then you see the needle on the machine go. Woo, 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 woo. And then
How
I
old is
don't-
the person administering the test? Is it like a 16-year-old or is it like a 50-year-old?
It's like he's probably in their 20s. Like I remember walking through a mall when I was a teenager, and they had a kiosk where they got me with it, and then
Man.
they just handed me a pamphlet and I think tried to sell me a copy of Dianetics, and I was like, I'll look over the pamphlet. I might pick up Dianetics because like I already had a copy of Battlefield Earth at home that I tried to read.
That'd
The
be
movie with
hilarious
John
if you ended up
Travolta.
joining Yeah,
Oh
it's-
no, I never even saw the movie. I had a copy of
Wow.
the book that I like read a couple chapters.
I
I
haven't-
saw
I
the
haven't-
movie.
Yeah, I think I may have seen the movie, and I
It's not as bad as
blocked it
everybody,
out.
It's
everybody
really
claims.
bad. It's really
It's
bad.
not that bad as everybody claims. It's like it's better than I can do.
Oh, the book is
Oh, the
astoundingly
movie-
bad.
The movie is like it's like TBS sci-fi. So I guess
Yeah.
it's bad for Hollywood, but like if it was on TBS after Star Trek, you would, or after Battlestar Galactica, you'd be like, this isn't that bad.
Pat Duro says that I need Dianetics.
Oh,
Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
we all
do.
do.
I do.
Diabetes.
I've gotten way out of shape. Yeah. And this is also true. I need a kiss. I need a girl to give me smooches.
That's right. How long do you faggots go on this show, by the way?
We're probably going to wrap it up.
Yeah,
I got-
you don't have to stay. can leave whenever.
But what I was going to say is
You
that
just go to the-
apparently what I read is that on this Deftones tour that the Mars Volta have a yet unreleased album. They have a new album they're working on, and their whole set is just that album. So it's just
Whoa.
all new.
But is it
Mars-
good or is it terrible?
I don't know. It's just like I don't know what the Venn diagram is of Deftones fans to Mars Volta fans.
Now I might have to go just for that.
Yeah, I just can't because like Deftones is like horny, like Mexican rock music or something.
Well, that's the overlap. The overlap is the
That's pretty
Mexican.
good.
The overlap is the Mexican part, but it just
Yeah.
seems odd to me that like
It's Chino Moreno, man.
yeah,
Horny music.
if you're like a horny Deftones kind of person,
Horny Toad.
to go to that show and then like the first hour you had is like all new Mars Volta music.
Yeah, well, I think there's probably an opener too, and then Mars Volta probably gets like
Probably
45 minutes.
Concerts are actually kind of a nightmare because of that. As much as I like, I'm good at going to concerts.
I go to a lot of them, but yeah,
Going like a concert, like from the first opener until the end of the show, is like several hours of your time. It's a long time to be at a concert, but a lot of people don't even. Most people that go to concerts will like skip the first couple of openers and just see the headliner.
not me.
Unless you're there for the hang and the party. You go there, you drink, you go in and out, you meet some people, you go back in.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the venue because
Yeah.
like bigger venues, you don't really want to like. Those aren't like hangs. Those are logistical fucking nightmares.
The shows that I go to are either like outdoors, so you're like in a field hanging with people, and then you can go towards the stage, or they're smaller venues where you're like kind of like a hang / music.
Yeah, it's cool when you go to like a really small venue. Like I went and saw not really the Melvins, but I saw King Buzzo solo. And prior to his performance, we were all just hanging out with King Buzzo.
Yeah, that's the best.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's a small show and you just get to hang out with the
My buddy
the artist,
is a fan of Bob Mould, loves Bob Mould, and then he went to a show, and then at the end of it, he was waiting for he was outside and he was waiting for an Uber, and he's like, "Oh, I can just give you a ride to your hotel if you want." So he just gave the artist that he went to go see.
Bob Mould is from the Minutemen.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like the Minutemen.
Yeah, he's big fans.
That was actually
like the Police and Bob Mould and like Van Morrison.
The origins of me and Robbie of the Loud Boys when we first started that podcast. The intro music was a track off of Double Nickels, not the Jackass song. Double Nickels on the Dime, the Minutemen double album. We used the first like 10 seconds or so of I think it was Gloria Man from that album as the intro to Loud Boys until we got like music that's not licensed for the show.
Hey, before we go, you want to see something cool? Some technology that came out. This is in Florida right now. That video that I uploaded.
What is it?
They have a Kroger supermarket that's all.
Oh no, Bob Mole is from Husker Du. I'm wrong. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh,
they have you can see it in this video here, but they have a all robot grocery store now where basically you order stuff online, the computers pick it, and then it just gets delivered to your house.
Oh God.
And this is going to be what they're trying to do because this can feed millions of people because you don't go to the store anymore and everything's kept.
See, I already don't like this because I'm on record. I've said this before. Grocery store is one of my favorite stores.
Well, I was going to say this is why I thought it would be a great.
No, I hate this. I hate this idea.
I thought that this would bring up some controversy and a discussion, but it's
I don't
pretty
like
cool to
department.
watch.
I don't like department stores. I don't care for hardware stores. Grocery store, I could get lost in.
Show a little bit of the video. It's pretty interesting.
Literally in some cases, yeah.
Yeah.
This is out right now, and they're testing it in Florida, and I think they're testing it in California and Texas next.
What is the video? Let me see where it is.
I put it on. Sorry, it's in the presentation down bottom.
Oh, there it is.
Sorry.
The Ocado Smart Platform, or OSP, is a configurable end-to-end commerce, fulfillment, and logistics platform built to meet the unique demands of online grocery. OSP enables a winning proposition for customers while delivering the best economics for retailers. A highly personalized online journey delights customers with intelligent features that inspire new choices, help them to find their favorites, and anticipate when they're running low.
It's not even English.
For retailers, this means improved customer acquisition and retention and greater share of wallet.
Technology, but the first one
OSP also enables powerful retail media opportunities.
Central Florida.
Retailers can acquire new customers through built-in SEO tools and
Some,
sell media space within their web shops.
Man, I hate this.
Once an order is
Yeah.
placed, it enters our fulfillment
What's
ecosystem.
scary is I'm like,
This is a
if this is how
configurable
it's done
network
and then
of
they
customer
shut you
fulfillment
off, you can't
centers,
get your groceries
spokes, and
anymore.
in-store fulfillment solutions.
Better
All
not
working
be.
holistically to unlock a virtuous circle of benefits across retailers' supply chain, replenishment, fulfillment, and
'Cause
last
they would-
mile
They would
operations.
have control of the food.
We
you
use
know?
digital twins to optimize
Yeah.
and de-risk complex installations, gaining decades worth of real-world learnings in months. OSP enables an ultra-smart supply chain. AI-powered demand forecasting and replenishment
And then what
ensures
happens
accurate
if
stock
there's a terrorist
balancing,
attack
high
on
product
this one
availability,
location,
and the
feeds
lowest
millions
food
of
waste
people,
in the
you're
industry.
fucked. Or if the government
At the heart of our highly
to shut it
automated
down.
CFCs lies the Hive. Fleets of bots collaborate seamlessly to pick a 50-item order in under 5 minutes. The bots then carry items to a human or robotic pick station. Future CFCs will see robotic arms and bots collaborate seamlessly on top of
I
the
hate
grid
it.
to pick and pack orders without human touch.
turning me into the grandfather from
Once the order is
Simpsons. I
ready,
watched this.
Auto Frame Load loads the totes onto frames, ready for dispatch. In a highly centralized delivery model, every millimeter of vehicle space counts. So, our hyper-efficient last-mile technologies use AI to optimize each vehicle's load, factoring in traffic conditions, van weight, and fuel level to identify the quickest
The
route
guy
to a
with a
customer's
mask
front door.
delivers it to you.
So retailers reap the benefits of market-leading economics,
I just
while
feel
their
this is
customers
like
enjoy a
ties into
winning
like that Bill
proposition.
Burr stuff we were saying
More
earlier.
choice, fresher
Is the
food, and
corporations
greater
are gonna
convenience.
Control all the food.
This is the Ocado Smart Platform,
government will shut
enabling
you
a
off
winning
and you won't
proposition
be
for
able to
grocery
order food.
retailers
Yep.
worldwide.
Yeah. Can't happen.
Because it covers such a large area. Instead of having multiple places that would compete, this thing would become so efficient. And then, you know, if you get fucked, you get fucked. And then you can't get food anymore. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm turning into
yeah.
No,
curmudgeon,
who
dude.
would?
The
Fuck that.
problem really is like life itself is not meant to be convenient. Like everybody's trying to figure out like how to maximize convenience and efficiency, but that's kind of like anathema to existing. Life,
Yeah.
like being alive is like friction and it's
Yep.
inconvenient, it's uncomfortable. And then it's like the moments in which you like have to actually live life and go out and be part of the world and do things
Right.
are rewarding. Like
Yeah,
even just like
I like
small-
going grocery shopping.
Yeah, like
because
going to
my
the
It's gonna
grocery
ruin
store.
people like socially. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
going to the grocery store and just like running errands is like you're supposed to do all that stuff because it's just like being human. So like all
That's
this,
where you get your ideas, so you can masturbate later.
yeah,
You don't
and
go to the
so,
grocery
like,
store.
like what happens is like all this kind of stuff, like this and DoorDash and every attempt to make everything more convenient and efficient for the consumer. I guess it's like easier and more convenient on the consumer side. It like further isolates the consumer. For the worker, it's a fucking nightmare, dude. It's so much worse. Like as far as like being like having to work those jobs, like the working conditions are just like completely stripped of all humanity because like the end goal is
both sides of it are like all
both sides
are.
of it, yeah, for sure. But like at least if you're the one ordering it, you're just like sitting in your house waiting for your shit to get there.
You don't even order it. They want to get it to a point where you tell it all the food you want, and as you finish eating them, you scan it out, and it orders it for you.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I years ago, so I don't know, I can't imagine what it's like now. Years ago, I really needed a job, and I took a job at an Amazon warehouse. And after 2 weeks, I just stopped going. I said, I'd rather just be dead. Like, or I just it was such poor working conditions and so like isolating. It was such a bad job, and it wasn't. I don't think it was me being lazy or entitled. I was like, we are not meant to work this way.
My
Yeah.
first serious job was at a warehouse. It was a 4-day work week with, instead of having, 8 hours, you work 10 hours a day.
Yeah,
But
that
it
was
was
at
an hour.
Amazon.
It was an hour from my house. I was working for Cumberland Farms, filling orders for it's a gas station like Wawa.
Cumbies, yeah.
Or whatever, Cumbies, I don't know, whatever you have in Texas. And I had to pull these labels off and stick them on. and they would slide across my finger and give me paper cuts. I still have a callus on my from it being scarred, and my hands would just bleed. And I went over to one of the little Asian ladies, and I was like, "How do you keep the blood from happening?" She's like, "Oh, eventually you'll scar up." And like she just went back to pulling labels. And my godfather was the manager, and he wouldn't let me quit. So this after I worked that for the summer or whatever, he came looking for me the next summer, and I just locked the door, to my house. I was 16 at the time and working there illegally. But shittiest job. I'd go to work, it'd be dark, and I'd get out and it'd be pitch black. And you couldn't leave because they thought you were stealing, so you had to go in a courtyard into these fence gates and like sit in the same area with everybody. And eventually somebody did go in with a gun when I wasn't working there, and that lost their job and friggin' went postal. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
Totally fucked up. But anyways, yeah, the working conditions of a warehouse, I don't know how people do it, man.
I've had warehouse jobs that were okay, but Amazon was like,
no, it's when they try to make them super efficient, because
Yeah.
you're a human and you're supposed to be somewhat casual with a little bit of structure. But when they treat you like you're a robot and you can have a 5-minute break and then exactly a 30-minute lunch, and there's no change, and every day you're just doing the same thing over and over again, your mental health just friggin' depletes.
oh yeah, it destroys you. It's soul, like truly just soul crushing. Like,
yeah,
it stamps out like all your humanity. But I mean, I've had other warehouse jobs that were just like guys committing constant OSHA violations with the forklift. So
that sounds pretty solid.
Yeah.
Oh, I did construction. It was a lot more fun. You could literally throw a skill saw at somebody at 8 a.m. and go out to lunch with them at noontime, and you'd be fine.
Yeah.
I
had a warehouse job where I worked in the office of a warehouse. I was not forklift certified, but the owner would constantly ask me to drive the forklifts.
Nice.
I'd be like, yo, dude, I do not know how to drive a forklift.
Kind of fun, though.
It is fun. It is like, I guess I should get certified.
The propane, the old school propane ones.
Yeah,
dude. So much fun. And then you watch those videos online where like those guys take those big towers like hands and they spill and smash all over the warehouse. You know, how could that happen? It's like, dude, you don't even know. They're just like, do it, fucking do it, because everybody in there is a C- student and they're just trying to get by. In life.
So a lot of them probably don't even speak English
nowadays. Actually, now I think they speak English because it's Trump's America, Dalton.
That's true. Yeah, it's the golden age. The golden age of America.
Israel first.
It's required.
It's
English or Hebrew.
I was just gonna say English or Hebrew.
Hey, you know what? The great thing about Trump's America is there's never a dull moment. I will say that.
I actually hate Elon now more than I did before, but not for the same reasons that everybody else hates him. I love that he's slashing the government.
Yep.
I've always hated Tesla, so I'm on board with people that hate Tesla now. And I hate that he's calling X free speech when it's not free speech. It's suppressed speech.
Yeah, of course.
So, but
it always is.
That's what the people that hate him for like slashing the government love about him. Now they just hate Tesla because it's cool to hate Tesla, but they were fucking. It was their buying them that made it so popular.
Yeah.
Like, I never really liked Tesla just because like it's not a realized technology. Like,
have you been in one?
Yeah.
They're very lightweight.
They're very
light. You feel like you slam the door, you feel like you're gonna break it.
It doesn't feel right.
The inside like moves around. It feels like it's hollow. They go quick though. I'll tell one thing I will say. My buddy has one, and you freaking hit the gas, and they're zippy. They go freaking quick.
Yeah, I mean, there's things about it. Like the things that are good are like oh, this is cool. Like it definitely has some zip and.
I feel like I'm gonna die when I'm in one.
Everything is computer. That's cool. But like, they're like figuring it out as they go. So like, if you buy a Tesla even now, like cars as they have been, if you buy a car, there's a gas station on every corner. If you buy a Tesla, you're kind of like restricted to those charging stations, so you can't really like cut loose with a Tesla.
I did my cross country trip, and you have to really like plan gas in a lot of areas. And there was a part in Arizona where you have to get gas because the next station is so far away that if you don't get gas before you start driving, you will run out of gas.
Yeah.
And I was asking my buddy, I was like, how do you get a Tesla to do that? And he's like, oh, you literally have to charge it up to 80%, and then you'll be coasting in to recharge it for 80%. So on both ends, you'll have to wait 45 minutes after when you do that journey while you're charging.
That's the other thing. Gassing up a car takes like a minute. A fucking Tesla, you have to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm charging my car for the next hour.
Yeah, just don't get it. Don't get it. Yeah.
I mean, maybe if they get, I mean, it just seems like electricity itself is too inefficient for a
Well,
car.
on the left like assaults you while you're doing it now as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man. Yeah, it just seems like inefficient technology for a car. Like, there's probably other forms of like energy and fuel. I'm not smart, so I don't know, but I've heard that nuclear energy, if we had ever actually realized the capabilities of nuclear technology, that you could just, I mean, probably would decimate the automotive industry because you would have a car that would run for like 300 years.
I also saw that tube train map you posted on Twitter. That looked pretty
trains.
cool.
Trains are cool.
Was that thing a real idea, that tube train map?
I mean, well, there's people that are like coming up with like, I don't know, like how legitimate the ideas are, or like if it's anything anyone's even actually considering. But I mean, there's people that have like on their own drawn up maps for like a high speed rail system.
Yeah, we don't have any trains here in New Hampshire, so I would have to take a bus down to the Massachusetts line.
I mean, like and that's the thing. Honestly, I
don't do that.
No, but I saw the map would go in that map that you put. It would go from Boston to Manchester, New Hampshire, up to Lebanon. No, to Concord to Lebanon, which makes a lot of sense because that's where the highway is right now.
Yeah,
but
I don't really like driving that much. Like, driving is like so much responsibility, and it's like extremely dangerous because it's like you have to be safe on the road, and then everyone else has to be safe. Like, there's so many variables. It's just a stressful fucking thing to do. And I would much rather.
Is very stressful. New Hampshire driving is not so stressful.
Yeah, I like public transportation. Like, I find riding the train to be relaxing.
You're insane.
Yeah, I like trains, dude. I love trains.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really relaxing when you're, dealing with homeless people and black people trying to assault you the whole time.
Never bothered me. Dude, even when they're fucking swinging from the fucking handles and almost kicking you in the face,
monkeys. Yeah,
I just ignore it.
They turn the poles in the subway into monkey bars.
So this is where the people are like, oh, Boston's racist, and you're like, why? And it's like, oh, because of how they treated like their athletes and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, oh, I never really saw that. Like, they love black athletes and Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz and all this stuff.
But those are Hispanic blacks.
Barry Bonds is lying or whatever.
Manny's not even a black.
But then if you come here, you meet people like me and Toad, and you're like, oh, maybe there is.
Yeah,
there is racist people.
Yeah, no,
we're mostly white.
Yeah. Public transportation is awesome. Like, I don't have to be the one that navigates everything. I don't have to be responsible. I just have to sit down, and then I'm whisked away to my destination.
No, that is not how it works at all.
Just not only the people and the thing, but
now that's always been my experience.
So you got to put your hands in the care of a DEI hire as well.
I look at the map.
So I gotta get some big fat black lady. It's like, that's not my job. Driving a bus, no thanks.
I look at a map. All I gotta do is I look at a map and I see which lines I need to take. I map it out.
Yeah,
I show up. A train shows up. I sit down.
Doesn't work that way. The trains don't show up on time or at the time that you think they will. Everything is fucking broken down.
Metro is the worst, though.
It's the worst in the entire country, if not the world. It is so bad.
I guess I've always been in awe of trains. Like, even when I go to a train station and it's late, I go, you know what? This infrastructure is beyond me. I don't know what it takes to maintain this, or but the train will get here when it gets here. It's also just like a sort of like a Zen practice of like relinquishing myself to the whims of the
Boston
universe.
in the last 2 decades, by the way, is their public transportation system is responsible for over 90% of the public transportation related deaths in the entire country. 90+% of them in the last 20 years are in Boston. That's how bad it is.
I'll tell you what is cool. You get off at Logan Airport and you're going to drive back to New Hampshire 2 hours, right? And you get a Chinese Lyft driver that can't take a ride back. He can't come back from New Hampshire and get another ride because they don't allow you pick out cross states. So he has a 2-hour ride back. So you just get in after getting off a flight from Vegas, and he just drives 90 miles an hour in a Civic, dude. And you're just like, all right, well, I hope we're going to make it home. It's like 3 a.m. No one knows where I'm at. And there's a Chinese guy going 90 miles an hour in the Civic with 250,000 miles on it from Boston to New Hampshire. That's the public transportation. I know.
Life is messy, but it's beautiful.
Scary. Yeah.
We should probably
let's wrap it up. You want to wrap it up with the prayer, Dalton?
We'll do a quick prayer. But
it's great Lent, Toad.
Father God, thank you for another day. Another day above ground is always a blessing. We thank you for bringing us together. Myself, Dave, Toad, the folks that tune in here. We thank you for the joy we get to share in one another's company, and just want to say thank you. Life is scary sometimes, a lot of the time, but it's also just the infinite mystery and beauty of it is such a blessing. Thank you. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, I think you guys got along pretty well. You guys have a lot in common, which is cool. You guys went off. I had no idea what you're talking about.
I'm not as racist, but I do like Coheed and Cambria. And so we have some common ground.
We're on camera, so
that's a compliment. Nobody is as racist as me.
Toad, thank you for doing this.
Thanks for having me. Your fans are a bunch of faggots, like I said. You're all gonna give me shit. You guys are the ones watching me. So how much of a loser are you?
I mean, Toad hung out, folks. Toad hung out.
You're watching me, and I'm that big of a loser.
You guys probably already know, but if you don't, go over on Twitter, give Toad a follow at Tower Gang Toad. And
everybody watch Tower Gang.
Tower Gang on Rumble Thursday morning after you watch the Crowder Boys live at the same time slot on Wednesday.
You should definitely watch Tower Gang live at 9:11 p.m. on Wednesday, 9:11 Tower time. And subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Tower Gang. You get bonus content. And I also have a sports betting show, Better Off Dead, BETTOR, which I do every day, sometimes multiple times, because I'm a degenerate gambler. So I do a lot of shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do meme coins, and it's ruined my life.
I have a full-time job on top of all that, too. So I'm a lunatic.
Yeah, I have a full-time job where I spend 8 hours a day getting chewed out by financially restrained black people, and then I hop on and don't do that, Dave. Don't play that one. I'm the same way. I have a full job, and then I hop on and do this for 3.5 hours. Check out Toad's betting. What is it? Better Off Dead.
Yeah, Off Dead.
Tower Gang on Rumble.
It's suicidal is what it is. Yeah.
Patreon. Check out my Patreon.
Had another winning day today, though. And the only loss was by 1 point. Fuck the Detroit Pistons for that.
Yeah. Fuck the Pistons.
If you wish that like the Crowder Boys was a little bit more retarded, a little more racist, then you'll like the Tower Gang. They got good chemistry. Yeah.
We're very racist. We're retarded, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
If you like Legion of Skanks, then you'll like us. We're even more hardcore than that.
Yeah. Yep. Folks, if you've ever wanted the Legion of Skanks to be more racist.
Legion of Skanks is not racist and anti-Semitic enough for you.
Yeah.
They're definitely not racist enough, yeah.
Check out the Patreon for Cornfed, this channel. Me and Sal just put up a new one. It gets cut kind of not short really. We did an hour, but it gets cut before I really wanted to end it because a tornado came through. But
Glad
Yeah.
you said
Whoa, you're in that area? Oh shit.
I'm in parts unknown right now. But yeah. It's patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. We just put up a rabble rousing premium episode, Sal and I. And then Crowder Boys every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then this every Saturday. So yep, thank you everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Toad. Thank you, Dave. Blessings be upon you. Ramadan Mubarak, Eid Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum, and good night.
Hates me, hates my father.